I don't care.
We actually met in this class, in this studio. We were in TV and radio. One of the first times I spoke to him, I think I was like a floor manager, and what were you that day?
I was in the booth or something, I think.
He came out here, and I could tell he was having a rough day, so I tried speaking to him, and it didn't go as well as I thought it would.
To the campus of Albion College. I'm Gabriel Schrei here alongside me, my color partner, analyst, and good friend Ian Wendt, about to get underway with today's contest as Adrian College has traveled to Albion, Michigan to do battle with the Brits here. It is the big rivalry matchup we observe once a year, traveling through Jackson, north or south on that highway for these two colleges to meet in MIAA action. It's such a fantastic contest, and I'm excited to dive into the analysis of what we're expecting here today with Ian Wendt. Joining us now, welcome. We are on air live throughout Lenawee County here on 103.9 WLEN. Thank you so much for joining us on the Adrian College Sports Network. Big contest here today. Albion Brits are hosting Adrian College and the Bulldogs in an MIAA rivalry matchup that has implications for the rest of the year. Adrian, who went from hapless to having a chance to win the league, has to win here today to keep those dreams alive. Adrian College is 3-3 overall, 2-1 in the MIAA, and trying to keep their momentum going here at Sprinkle Sparkle Stadium, scheduled for 1 p.m. kickoff. Adrian trails Albion in the all-time series. It began way back in 1906, but the Bulldogs are 6-3 in Albion since 2000. Jim Deere, 59 and 39 overall. That's a 60% winning percentage. Is in his 10th season as an Adrian Bulldogs and has piloted the Bulldogs to MIAA championships in 2012 and 2014. Sophomore quarterback Jack Werzer is leading the MIAA in passing yards per game, 90 yards more than the next closest signal caller. He's also ranked first with 117 completions on 197 attempts, and his 59.4% completion rate is fourth in the conference. Henry Wilson is topping the league in receiving, 112 yards per game, 25 yards per grab, just 27 catches, and he's 23rd ranked in D3 in yards receiving average. So should be fantastic here today for this Bulldog offense, but it's all passing, and Ian, they need the rain to hold off to have success.
Yeah, and it's great to be with you once again. Another trip here to Albion, Michigan, as we watch the Britons Marching Band getting festivities underway. And you're right, Gabe, this conference is close. Adrian's a team that people did not expect to be in the position they are right now. And watching the flags out there from the marching band, wind and weather will be a factor. I believe it's raining now back in Adrian. Rain expected here in Albion as well. So we'll see how that affects Jack Werzer and his ability to throw the football. But if the weather takes Werzer out of it, they're going to have to rely on the running abilities of their senior Colton Randall, who did not play in the entire second half last week against Alma. He might have to come up big in this one if Adrian wants to pull out this win.
Yeah, absolutely. Colton Randall is so excellent. He's in third place in the MIAA in rushing with 85 yards per game and has a career best 514 yards.
Behind him, Joe Cleary looking to find the end zone, and if he's going to do it this afternoon, would be a great time to do it. 24 catches for the senior, 227 for the yardage, long of 30, but like I mentioned, has not found the end zone. We're going to flip the script here now. I think this defense has really surprised a lot of people this year. A very young squad. We've talked about that at length. They're led by their sophomore safety, corner, sort of a hybrid, Brandon Kwiatkowski. He leads the team with tackles at 41. He does have an interception. Right behind him, it's a freshman linebacker. It's Dwight Mann. He wears number 33. He is all over the place. I'm very high on that gentleman, a great football player. He has instincts. He has that it factor. 40 tackles on the season, half a sack, 4 tackles for loss, and he does have an interception on this campaign. Behind him in stats, that's a number 37. Has 37 tackles. That's Blake Masterman. He's another freshman. 1 sack, 3.5 tackles for loss. We'll be back to break down this game as we pause 60 seconds for our national anthem on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors. The service never stops once you visit CR Motors in Hudson. CR Motors builds customers for life. With a full automotive service and maintenance department, CR Motors both repairs and sells vehicles. They have tons of brand new options and top-of-the-line used options too. A huge thanks to CR Motors of Hudson for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, the Carlton Lodge of Adrian. The Carlton Lodge offers a comfortable and convenient lodging experience. Carlton has spacious rooms and suites, fit for a peaceful night's sleep. Their amenities include a hot tub and pool, a 24-hour fitness center, a business center, and much more. A huge thanks to Adrian College's choice of lodging for sponsoring Bulldog Athletics.
Welcome back to the campus of Albion College. A beautiful rendition of the American National Anthem by the Albion College Brits Marching Band. Love to hear that. I love hearing these great bands around the MIAA, Ian.
Yeah, it's great. Some of these private liberal arts colleges really embody and embrace the arts. It's always nice to see. The Brits Marching Band, a couple weeks ago, Olivet, their marching band, putting on a nice show as well, but little bias against with our Bulldog Marching Band back there in Adrian. Going over some more defensive numbers. Another sophomore Stephen Moses. He has 36 tackles, 2 fumble recoveries, so he has a nose for the football. He does have an interception, and he's one of those players that head coach Jim Deere will kind of float around on the defense. He'll put him at safety. We've seen him at corner often this year, but when they go to a 2-deep look, that's 2 safeties back. It's Brandon Kwiatkowski and Stephen Moses. Right behind him defensively on this team, I have number 52. It's Deontay Tatum. He's a sophomore. Not a tall guy, but he's a big guy up front for Adrian, and they'll have to establish the line of scrimmage, especially on defense, if they're going to stop this Albion rushing attack. Tatum has 27 tackles, 2 for loss, and 1 fumble recovery. So let's look at Adrian's defense. I think the listeners, kind of know what's going on with Adrian. Let's take a look at some of the Brits we're going to be keeping an eye on here today. Could be competition somewhat at quarterback between Kyle Thomas. He's a junior. He completes 62% of his passes. He has 17 touchdowns on the season, throwing the football, 8 interceptions. That's been an issue, along with 43. The guy that might get the start today, who knows? That's kind of up in the air. That's sophomore Jack Bush, 63% completion, 320 yards, no touchdowns, throwing the football, a couple of interceptions. So I think we'll see a little bit of both. We'll see some Kyle Thomas and some Jack Bush. Toting the rock for Albion will be number 23, Markel McCoy. He's a senior on this ball club, 107 carries, 512 yards, 4 touchdowns for the senior. Kyle Thomas, the second leading rusher, 319 yards, 5 touchdowns. He does have 3 fumbles on the year, something to keep an eye on if you're the Bulldogs trying to get the ball out of his hands. And the third leading rusher for Albion is number 25. That's Jacob Clark. He's a junior, 254 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns on the season. And doing most of the receiving is a brother of Kyle Thomas. That's Justin Thomas. He's a sophomore, 28 catches, 400 yards coming into the game, 10 touchdowns for Justin Thomas receiving the football. He's a favorite target, as you might imagine, of his brother. Isaiah Gibson behind him, 161 yards on 24 catches, 3 touchdowns. Marlon Martin, he's a senior who wears number 4, 23 catches for him, 315 yards and 2 scores. Colby Canfield catching the ball as well, a couple of scores for him, and Colin Cox. And for the Brits on defense, really the leading tackler by a pretty wide margin is Donovan Slates. He's a junior linebacker. He wears number 16, not a typical linebacker number. He has 52 total tackles. He's all over the place. Mitchell Redson, he's a defensive end, a junior for the ball club, 33 tackles, 10.5 for loss. So he can really get off the line well and makes plays in the backfield. Drew Schaefer leads the defensive backs, 33 total tackles, 2 picks, 8 pass breakups. He'll have to have a big day. He'll probably be matched up on Wilson or Scott, depending on who's having the day for Adrian. Khalil Brown is a freshman linebacker. Another non-stereotypical number. He wears number 8 in his linebacker spot. 1 interception for the freshman. And Levi Ladd, a linebacker, a familiar name. He's a junior, 27 total tackles. But, Gabe, I want to switch things over to the special teams. It's been an issue for Adrian. There's no better way to put it. There's no easy way to put it. That's been a problem. But if they have something going for them, it's that Cooper West, Adrian's kicker, and Austin Benke, the punter for Adrian, they're both sophomores. And Albion is bringing in a couple of freshmen. Their kicker is Josh Castillo. He's a freshman. And their punter is Hunter Williams, also a freshman. Castillo has only kicked 2 attempts at field goals. He made one from 36 yards. He is 33 of 36 for extra points. Hunter Williams, 21 punts, 34.7 yard average. His long is 50. He's put 5 inside the 20-yard line. So looks like they just completed the coin toss. Albion deferred. So we're going to see this offense first. Real quick, Gabe, we did this a little bit last week. Matchups. So we're looking at Adrian's pass offense against Albion's pass defense. Jack Werzer, school record, 403 yards passing last week. I'm going to give the edge to Adrian's pass offense. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Adrian's pass offense is so deadly, but they won't have the edge if it rains.
That's true. So we're moving on. Albion's pass offense. against Adrian's pass defense. I kind of give the edge to Adrian. This one's really close, but looking at those 10 interceptions that Albion has thrown, that could really swing things one way or another.
I want to say Adrian's defense, but I can't. I've seen these quarterbacks throw the football. I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one. Albion can really throw the football very well.
Adrian's run offense against Albion's run defense. Adrian doesn't run the ball particularly that well, 140 yards on the season, but Albion allows 160. I'm giving the edge just slightly to Adrian's run offense. If Colton Randall runs well, Adrian's going to do well. Real quick, Albion's run offense, a huge advantage over Adrian's run defense. Adrian allows 191. Albion rushes the ball 230 yards per game. Special teams, goes without saying. I'm going to give the slight edge to Albion on this one. So could come down to special teams. The last few have been within 4 points. So it might come down to special teams here today.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great contest. I'm excited to see what these two teams can pull out of the bag of tricks here. We are just about to get underway with kickoff, Ian.
Yes, sir. Well, we'll have Joe Cleary and I believe Jimmy Clark back deep for Adrian. They're going to get the ball. The wind is almost non-existent at kickoff.
Kickoff fielded back on the 8-yard line, and that's a fair catch by Adrian and the Bulldogs, so they'll need to drive nearly the entire distance of the field to score. We'll take a quick 30-second break for an ad and station ID before we get underway with this contest.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, Gurgen Insurance Group. Gurgen offers many services and products to fulfill the goals of their clients. Honesty, integrity, confidentiality, and service are the cornerstones of Gurgen Insurance Group. Their missions is to positively impact the communities they serve by providing insurance and products through well-trained professional representatives. A huge thanks to Gurgen Insurance for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
Welcome back. Check down pass right side on the first play of the game, and a huge gain crossing the 50-yard line here on the campus of Albion College.
Yeah, quick pass out to Adrian's number 10, Jalen Parker. He's a senior. He put on the Jets, made a couple of Britons miss, and Adrian on the first play of the game moves the ball from their 25 all the way to the Albion College 40. A big play for this big play offense.
Wurzer has two out wide to his left. That's the close side. Gives it off up the gut. The tailback rolling forward down across the 35-yard line. It's now second and medium for Adrian. They're way down in Britt's territory. They've already driven over half the field.
Yeah, that's a chunk play on first down. And for Albion, number 30, that's Levi Ladd making the play. He's from Petersburg, Michigan, a relatively local guy for the Lenawee County listeners. Making the tackle, but after a pickup of 5 yards, and Adrian back up to the line of scrimmage to get this play off.
Wurzer has three out wide for the Bulldog offense. Fakes the give. Laser pass over the middle. Caught. First and 10, Adrian Bulldogs down to the 25.
Yeah, Wurzer looks good. It's been simple right now for Jack, just quick, simple passes as the wind and weather might get to these quarterbacks here today, but Wurzer looks strong. A couple of easy completions. And something different, this Road Bulldog team against Olivet, they were dropping those early passes. Here they're making solid catches.
Driving into the wind here today, Wurzer on the far hash mark. Again, three receivers out wide, two on the close side. There's the snap, looks to throw, pressure coming. There's a check down pass, close side clearance. Madison tries to make a Britt miss and is flipped end over end. A 5-yard gain for Adrian and the Bulldogs, and a nice little tackle right there by the defensive back, Tyrone Collins, the freshman.
Yeah, they put Clarence Madison in the backfield on that play. Just a little safety valve for Wurzer. There was nothing downfield. He looked there early. Like you said, gave a check down pass and a nice pickup on first down. Adrian's offense really rolling here early.
Football on the 20-yard line. Trips right, Wurzer. He's going to check down pass again. Receiver makes one move, now two, and is dragged down after a gain of 3 yards. It makes it third and short now here on the campus of Albion College. Thanks again for tuning in here on the Adrian College Sports Network. I'm Gabriel Schrei. Ian Wen is here with us. Allison Hyder joining us here today in the booth. Allison, thanks for joining us.
It's great to be here.
And Adrian going away from their big guns. If you're Albion's defense, you're prepping for Henry Wilson. You're prepping for Joe Cleary, Colton Randall. Offensive coordinator Harry Bailey mixing things up.
2 on the close side. There's the give up the gut. 1st and 10 Bulldogs now deep into the red zone. They're down to the 14-yard line.
And that's a case of just getting some push off the ball, right off the line of scrimmage by this Bulldog front 5. They are anchored by their center. Of course, Ben Pelletier is a sophomore. He's really the captain of that young offensive line. That's a theme for Adrian, and these young guys are out to prove something today. They've really, I think, shocked the MIAA the way they've played in conference.
3 out wide, 2 on the close side. Wurzer wants to throw. Pressure coming on. Corks one right side. Caught! Touchdown, Adrian Bulldogs. And he was on the right hash mark on the far side of the field. Wurzer looked off defenders to the left and let one go right between 2 defensive backs. He found his receiver to get 6 for the Adrian Bulldogs. 11:37 left in the first quarter here, Ian.
Yeah, that drive just took 7 plays. Some time off the clock, but Jack Wurzer looked perfect on that drive. A nice little mix of run and pass. And that last pass was a tricky one. Like you said, he fit it right between a couple of Albion defenders, and Adrian off to an early lead.
Benke down on the field. Snap is good, hold is good. Here it comes, the PAT. This one travels up, away, and through. It is now 7-0 here on the campus of Albion College. We will take a 30-second break here on the Adrian College Sports Network and be right back with more MIAA football action.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, Lenawee Recreation. Lenawee Recreation has been a staple of fun in Adrian for decades. Lenawee Recreation offers bowling, fun, games, and so much more. Lenawee Recreation offers ZZ's Bar and Grill. It has a variety of lunch and dinner options available. Lenawee Rec is located on College Ave in Adrian. A huge thank to Adrian's Bowling Alley and Barside Grill for sponsoring Adrian College athletics.
Welcome back here on the Adrian College Sports Network. 7-0 here on the campus of Adrian College. The Bulldogs able to drive right down the field and punch that one in, and Joe Cleary snagged that touchdown.
Yeah, that's really making a statement. Albion won the toss. They chose to defer, put the ball in the hands of a stellar MIAA quarterback in Jack Wurzer. Looked great on that drive.
Return man for the Brits makes a couple of nice moves, spinning and won't go down. Finally, the Swarm will stop him at the 30. Gorgeous return right there, and what an athlete he is. Grabbed a hold of the football, carried it down the field. That, of course, is Matt Horniak from Howell, Michigan.
Yeah, and as this Britain offense comes out, I think most of us are wondering who's actually going to be at quarterback. We mentioned Kyle Thomas getting the majority of the snaps early on, and as of late it's been Jack Bush starting things off, and I think we will see Bush here for the Britain's offense.
Yeah, Jack Bush, alumni of Chelsea High School in Chelsea, Michigan, perennially a great high school football program, continuing his career here in Albion. He's a sophomore. There's the snap, the quarterback fakes the give, pass over the middle, caught! Receiver easily got a hold of that one and reaches the midfield stripe. 1st and 10, Albion Brits on a 15-yard gain.
That's just one-on-one. Marlon Martin and Danny White out on the edge. Bulldogs out on an island there. Albion takes advantage. A solid throw by Bush. Albion moving the football as well.
Jack Bush, 3 out wide, 2 on the close side. From the midfield stripe, looks to throw. Pressure coming. Faked throw. There's one. Check down pass left side. Caught. Receiver has it down to the 45-yard line of Adrian. And finally dragged down after an 8-yard gain. It is 2nd and short from the Adrian 42 now for the Brits. They're on the far hash mark.
Yeah, I think for Adrian, Devontae Tatum got in the backfield. Just couldn't quite bring down Bush as he made that throw. Falling down. A nice job making something out of nothing for Bush.
10.5 to go here in the first quarter. Jack Bush give up the gut following the left guard, and the tailback. Boy, that looked like first down yardage to me, but they'll mark him just shy. Should be 3rd and a couple of inches.
Oh, that's right there. I mean,
I'd have given him that one.
Yeah, that's pretty close. In the games we've seen in conference, they're just giving teams that first down, but tough break for Albion right there.
3 out wide, 3rd and very short. There's the give up the gut. Tailback. barreling behind that left tackle and a 6-yard gain as he reaches the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 Brits.
And they're following, as you said, the left tackle. That's Jordan Jones. He's a junior coming in at 6'3", 252. That's a nice sized person to follow on a 3rd and short. Albion picks up the first down.
1st and 10. Quarterback in the gun. Fakes the give and a flag before he can throw that one. He faked like he was going to give it to Markel McCoy. Is that a false start, Ian?
Yeah, they blew the whistle before the play could get off. Adrian's defensive line doing some shuffling up front. It caught Albion off guard, and that's the first negative play really for either offense. And they're going to back themselves up behind the sticks, setting up a 1st and 15. You have to be impressed so far the way Bush has commanded this Albion offense.
Yeah, absolutely. Bush looks really good, looks really sharp. Reminds me of Jack Werzer. It's a great era for quarterbacks in the MIAA. 2 on the far side, 1 on the close side. Bush takes the snap, fakes the give, uncorks one right side, tipped. Sean Starks with a gorgeous defensive effort right there. That wide receiver is a scary one to have to defend if you're a DB. 6'2" Justin Thomas went up and couldn't get a hold of the football because Starks just got a hand in there.
Yeah, that's the matchup really for Albion's offense. If they can get Justin Thomas going, this could be a big day for him. But Sean Starks has other ideas. Coach Deere putting him on an island there with Albion's top receiver.
Rush is 23. Tackle is 28 and 44. 28 and 44 to the tackle.
Maybe a yard right there on the carry.
Nice tackle in there. That's defensive end Kevin Smitherman, one of the old guys on this defensive line. He's a sophomore. Big body, though, 6'2", 225 is Kevin Smitherman. Makes a play on 2nd down, and here's the really first big 3rd down of the game, 3rd and long.
3rd and long, 14 yards to the sticks. Quick pass by Bush far side and out of play. Immediately is his receiver. Got a hold of, I think that's Andrew Durand. Yes, it is, number 12. He ran a quick out, snagged that one, toe tapped. Nice catch, but out of play, shy of the 1st down.
Yeah, and you run that play knowing you're going to go for it on 4th down. I don't think you're within your kicker's range on this 4th and long. They're going to go for it, but looks like we're going to get a whistle and a timeout before the play.
Yeah, timeout down on the field. Adrian and the Bulldogs taking it here. Want to be sure they've got the play call right before this big 4th down attempt for a conversion. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well. Be right back with more Bulldog football here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors. The service never stops once you visit CR Motors in Hudson. CR Motors builds customers for life. With a full automotive service and maintenance department, CR Motors both repairs and sells vehicles. They have tons of brand new options and top-of-the-line used options too. A huge thanks to CR Motors of Hudson for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
Welcome back here on the Adrian College Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei here with Ian Wen alongside me. Appreciate you joining us here today. It is 4th down and about 8 to go for the Albion Brits. They're down on the 33-yard line of Adrian. Threatening to score, they trail 7-0 with 8:40 left in the 1st. Here's Jack Bush in the gun, wants to throw, has all day. A bomb downfield, caught by Thomas. Touchdown, Albion Brits. 7-6 now the score, and Bush put that on the money to Thomas. What a throw and catch.
Yeah, Bush to Thomas. Brits respond on a 4th down after a Bulldog timeout. Now they take some time to figure things out, and Albion responding with a touchdown drive of their own. They go 68 yards and 8 plays. Extra point away from tying this one. And it's been a trend this year, for us at least, to start the games slow on the offensive side of things. But both offenses driving down the field, scoring touchdowns, and these quarterbacks look sharp.
PAT up away. This one is through. 7-7 the score. Here with 8:33 to go in the 1st quarter on the campus of Albion College. Ian, what a 1st quarter so far. 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, we mentioned the quarterbacks. Looking at Jack Werzer, these numbers, 5 for 5 on the 1st drive, 65 yards, and the touchdown to Joe Cleary. That's Cleary's 1st of the season. But Jack Bush nice job himself. He goes 4 for 5, 64 yards, and he finds Thomas in the end zone. For Thomas, that's his 11th touchdown on the season. And if you're Adrian's defense, you're scheming for Thomas, but he's just that good over there catching passes for Albion, and he finds the end zone. 7-all on the road.
Ian, you mentioned how successful Albion's offense was last week during the pregame show. Allison, just how successful were they?
Yeah, so Albion's offense generated 397 total yards. Jack Bush completed 15 out of 22 passes for 136 yards. Marlon Martin and Isaiah Gibson held in 5 receptions apiece.
That's unbelievable.
I think it is too.
Yeah, this offense can do it all, actually. I mean, they have great rushing numbers, 230 yards average. They can throw the ball as well, a very balanced offensive attack, and they show it there in their opening possession.
Here's the kickoff. Big, booming kick going to be fielded by Adrian back on the goal line. Return man headed right side. Cleary has a little bit of a lane. Still inbounds across the 30. Takes a shot before he reaches the 35, and he'll go out around the 33-yard line. That's where Adrian will start this next offensive possession. Now, Ian, speaking of having a successful offense, not only are the Brits completely successful on offense, but so is Adrian, Ben. And last year, this game was a shootout because of how well these two teams played. You were on hand. I was covering eventual state champion Reading down south of Hillsdale. But tell me about that contest.
Well, I'll tell you what. These two teams have a history. They've played football against each other for a long time. And back in the olden days, you didn't score many points. Now we're used to these offenses doing what they're doing today, picking up where they left off last season.
1st and 10, Wurzer with the bomb right side, incomplete. There's a flag. That's pass interference. His intended target, it's Henry Wilson, and Wilson was grabbed by his pads and drawn to the ground. I'm not sure if that's PI or not. That's not a catchable ball, so.
Well, if Wilson tried to come back for the football, then you can make the argument for pass interference. And the officials aren't talking about that. Like you said, it was a rather short throw by Wurzer, somewhat into the wind. It is cold here today, and I wouldn't be surprised if they picked up the flag. We've seen that a couple of times this season.
Yeah, you can really make that call either way and have good evidence for your case.
The line judge right next to the play, he threw his hat. Couldn't get his flag out in time, but they do have a conference about it. Right in front of the Bulldog bench, so I'm sure Jim Deere has one ear with the offensive coordinator and one ear on what the officials are talking about.
Yeah, and they're going to run with that. Pass interference being flagged against the defense. That's an automatic first down for the Adrian Bulldogs, and they've got to be happy about that. Tied 7-7 here with 8:19 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, we're going to give credit to Wilson on that. He really made it happen. He turned around and looked for the football. That's the argument. If he was looking for it and trying to make a play on the ball and the defender was not, then you throw that flag. A long conference, but Adrian does get the call, and it's a first down up near midfield.
Jack Wurzer coming into this drive after just one. He was 5 for 5 for 65 yards and a score. Set the school record for passing yards in a game last week. Here's the give left side following the left tackle and rumbling forward. A nice little carry right there by the Adrian tailback. 1st and 10. He crosses the midfield stripe, takes Adrian down to the 39-yard line of Albion and the Brits.
Yeah, we're seeing a tailback by committee here today. Trent Stone. I'm sure we'll see some Jerome Neal. Not too much Colton Randall, the senior running back for Adrian. So maybe he's still dinged up from last week.
3 out wide, 2 on the far side. Wurzer running through his cadence, fakes the give, laser left side, incomplete. He was going for Wilson, and he saw that Wilson wasn't looking for the football, but pressure was coming, so he threw that away. That's a smart play. Throws it at the feet of the receiver and the defensive back, and that's what he did instead of throwing that one away.
Yeah, if there were a pass call, you would think Wilson would be looking for the football. It seemed like it was a run-pass option, and Wilson wasn't ready to be the pass option. Adrian pulled both of their guys on the right side of the line. That's the right tackle, Jacob Pasoric, and the right guard, Matt Protsky. Pulled around to the left. Wurzer pulled it out. Just couldn't connect with Wilson.
2nd and 10. Wurzer pass caught. And now down just outside of the red zone to the 21-yard line. Easily fit that one in there for Adrian and the Bulldogs. Finding, that's Jalen White. It's the first time we've seen him touch the football.
And a Bulldog limping off as well. I think that's Joe Cleary going to the sideline. They'll bring in Cal Raker, the second-string tight end. More of a blocking threat for Adrian, so that really changes things up on defense for Albion. Might be more of a run set here on first down.
Jalen Parker, the slot receiver on the far side. 2 receivers out that way, 1 on the close side. There's the give up the gut. Clarence Madison. And Clarence Madison is going nowhere. Tackle made right there by the big man, Jarius Ballard, up inside, the sophomore from Buchanan.
Yeah, in terms of plays Adrian's run, they've really done chunk plays, and a 4-yard gain doesn't seem like much today, but that really changes things from a defensive perspective if you're Albion. You're not sure. They're going back to throw the football. Wurzer's only thrown 1 incompletion. Or are they going to stick with the running game, who's really been running back by committee out here today?
2nd and 7. Football on the 18-yard line of the Brits. 6:40 to go in the first quarter. Tied at 7. Wurzer fakes the give. Pass right side. Tipped and nearly intercepted. A Brit dove for that one and could not get into the football. But either way, a great effort by number 26 of the Albion Brits, Drew Schaefer from Springport. Local guy.
Yeah, and making a play right there, blocking or getting a hand on that pass. Wurzer could not complete it. Now they're in 3rd down territory. The wind is in your face. If it were perfect conditions, I think West might try a kick from here. But as we saw Albion do, this might be 4 down territory if Adrian can't pick up this first down.
4 out wide for Wurzer. He wants to throw. Check down pass close side. One-handed catch by Clarence Madison. Scooped that one in, cradled the football against his side, and stepped out of play. He was able to reach down to the 13-yard line of the Albion Brits, which means he is just shy of a first down and just outside of 1st and goal. They're going to have to go for it here, Ian. 6.5 to go in the first quarter.
They will, and you mentioned a great one-handed effort. Madison has been all over the field in the early going, really that secondary player getting things going for the offense.
Wurzer, there's the give up the gut, and nothing doing. The tailback is stuffed. Trent Stone had nowhere to go. No push by the center or the guards for the Adrian Bulldogs. The offense will head off of the field, and here come the Brits.
Boy, and they get all the way down to the 13, and they can't get anything out of it. Unsure about that. I don't want to question the effort, but just get the handoff and push into the back of your lineman. It's usually not the way to go if it's a 4th down and more than maybe a couple inches. But Adrian turns the ball over on their 8th play of the drive, and they turn this thing over with 6:12 to go. That's going to put Jack Bush back out there, who's had a great ball game, him and Justin Thomas.
Trips left for Jack Bush. 1 receiver on the close side. Fakes the give. Pass over the middle. Caught! Nice catch. Receiver free across the 30. Tackled down at the 35 by Kwiatkowski. What a catch and run for the Albion Brits right there. Getting a hold of the football is Colby Canfield from Stockbridge, Michigan.
Yeah, flag on the play. A man makes the tackle, and a Brit is on the ground on the home sideline. We'll get the coaching staff around to him in some obvious discomfort. That's Colby Canfield, the junior, grabbing his leg. That doesn't look too good, and we have a call on the end of things.
Personal foul. Defense number 43. Unnecessary roughness. 15 yards added to the end of the game. First down.
And that's
White man.
Yeah, that's something you can't give this Albion offense. They can really move the football. And they're going to get some unnecessary roughness. Right there, moves the ball onto the Adrian side of things, and Albion's offense picking up right where they left off.
1st and 10 now from the 49-yard line of Adrian, faking the give. Oh, in trouble, able to throw the football, and caught by Thomas down to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Albion Brits. What a play right there. I don't understand how that quarterback was able to get that football off. Jack Bush had a defender right behind him, trying to reach in there and strip the football, and able to fit a laser in there to Thomas.
Yeah, it looked like Smitherman got some pressure, but Thomas making the play on the receiving end of that pass.
Trips left for Bush. He gives it off left side, and the tailback, nothing doing for number 25 of the Albion Brits. I believe that's, I want to say Jacob Clark. Jacob Clark listed as a defensive back on the roster here today. Tackle made by Kevin Smitherman. Ian, they're running the hurry up.
As the third leading rusher on this team is Clark, and you're right, back to the line of scrimmage quickly. It's been an Achilles heel of Adrian's defense over the years.
Bush wants to throw left side. Caught. Receiver down. Taps his toes. Just inside of the 5. First and goal. Kyle Thomas with the catch.
Yeah, talking before the game, the people here in Albion saying Kyle Thomas, the original quarterback for this team, will play all over the place for the purple and gold, making a great catch right at the goal line.
Here we go. Power formation down there, end goal to go, and the tailback easily hurdles the line of scrimmage for the score, but a flag before they could get that one off, and that's going to be a false start. They'll march them back 5 yards and try again.
That's the second false start against Albion. They were able to overcome the first one on their initial offensive possession, ending up scoring the touchdown to tie Adrian here in this one. But a first and goal on the foot is a lot different than a first and goal on the 5-yard line plus a foot.
Kyle Thomas had that big 21-yard catch, made it first and goal for the Albion Brits. Now after the false start, give up the gut, tailback barreling forward, and he's able to twist his way into the end zone. Touchdown Albion Brits. It's 13-7 here in Albion, Michigan.
Albion's offense takes advantage of the momentum that their defense gave them. They drive from their own 15 all the way to the end zone. They take the first lead of this one, and boy, they only had the ball for about a minute and a half. Big chunk plays against this Adrian pass defense, who I thought might have had the advantage the way Albion could run the football, but Thomas, too much. Justin Thomas making big plays all over the place.
And Ian, the PAT is good as well. 14-17 now the score with 4.5 left to go in the first quarter. Albion Brits leading here as Adrian is on the road. It's MIAA football action. We'll take a 30-second break. Be right back here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, the Carlton Lodge of Adrian. The Carlton Lodge offers a comfortable and convenient lodging experience. Carlton has spacious rooms and suites, fit for a peaceful night's sleep. Their amenities include a hot tub and pool, a 24-hour fitness center, a business center, and much more. A huge thanks to Adrian College's Choice of Lodging for sponsoring Bulldog Athletics.
Welcome back to Albion, Michigan. Gabriel Schrei here. Ian Went alongside me. Allison Hyder joining us here today as our special student reporter. And the Brits are leading here at home. 4.5 to go in the first quarter. 14-7 the score in favor of Albion College. They just punched one in. A rushing touchdown, Ian, and now Adrian will get the football back. Booming kick fielded back on the goal line by Jalen Parker. He's going to take this one. A risky decision. Has a lane. Far side. Makes a cut. And finally dragged down as he reaches the 20. They'll mark him at the 23.
Nice little return by Parker. Again, we saw it last week. Fielding the ball at the half-yard line or the goal line for Adrian. A very iffy situation of, do I return this kick? Do I call for a fair catch? He returns it up to about the 23-yard line. And this offense stalled for Adrian. Their second time out, their last possession, drove the ball from their 33 all the way down to the Albion 13, but turned it over on downs.
Werzer fakes the pass. He's going to keep it. Quarterback keeper following the right tackle. He fumbled the football. Adrian just barely able to get that football back in.
Oh, not used to seeing that from Jack Werzer. And they're able to fall back on it. And that's not what this offense needs. Now down by 7 here in the latter stages of the first quarter. So far, no rain, but the patrons here in Albion starting to grab their rain gear as rain is in the forecast. So if you're going to throw the football, might want to do it before it gets too wet.
Yeah, absolutely. Rain in the forecast. 3 out wide for Adrian and the Bulldogs. 2 on the close side, 1 on the far side. Football on their own 14-yard line. Werzer check down pass far side. Clarence Madison tries to make a man miss. He's dragged down for a yard loss. It's 3rd and forever now for Adrian and the Bulldogs. And Canfield hurt his ankle. He's down on the training table still.
Yeah, the Albion receiver hurt on the last possession, went right to the sideline. hopefully he's okay and he can get back in this one, but should be fairly obvious to say, but if you fumble the ball on first down, that's going to put yourself behind the chains for second and third, and now this is a definite passing situation for the sophomore from Pinckney.
3rd and long from the 18-yard line. Werzer, here's a howitzer right side, caught! Unbelievable! Wilson somehow beat out 2 defensive backs, and a huge gain for Adrian and the Bulldogs as they make a drastic shift, switching sides of the field. They cross the midfield stripe, Ian.
That's a momentum play for Jack Werzer, backed up deep in his end on a 3rd down. Wilson's the guy for this team, and he beat the corner, beat him deep, but there was also a safety back there that Werzer had to squeeze that in between. Wilson lives and dies on the sideline, makes another play.
1st and 10 from the 39. Werzer, there's the give up the gut. Tailback, wow, skipping along, following that center and guard, and then picked his hole. That was a really good heads-up play by him on the carry right there. That was Kevin Ford.
Yeah, just making plays right there, just getting his way through the offensive line. He ended up following the Bulldog left tackle Brendan Clark and the left guard Joshua Brown. He's a junior, Joshua Brown, 5'9", listed in the program. Making a nice block.
2nd and short, football on the 33. There's the give right side, trying to bounce outside of the right tackle. Has some space, Stone staying in play, and crosses down over the 20. Now they're going to mark him back a little ways at the 23, just outside of the red zone. 1st and 10, Adrian and the Bulldogs on the far hash mark.
That's by far the longest run of the game for Adrian, and that's nice to see. It wasn't quite a toss play. It was a simple handoff, and it's sealing up that edge over there. Those receivers doing just enough to hold off the Albion defenders and set that edge for Stone to pick up the 1st down, and this is the area where Adrian stumbled last time.
90 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. 14-7, Albion leading here at home. Adrian with a football. Werzer makes a pass, and it is on the money. How in the world did Wilson catch that football? A one-handed catch on the far sideline in the end zone. Touchdown, Adrian Bulldogs. I am floored.
I'm speechless.
Gosh, I'll tell you what.
I'm speechless.
We said Wilson. I said Wilson lives and dies on the sideline. He only needed one hand for that thing. Werzer dropped that right in there. Wilson, big play Wilson, makes another one, and Adrian within a point of tying this one. What an unbelievable catch.
Henry Wilson with a one-handed grab. He had 200 yards receiving last week and a record-setting performance for Jack Werzer, the sophomore quarterback. You picked him as the player of the game, even though Werzer was the MIAA Offensive Player of the Week, and he's proving you right there with that one-handed snag.
Oh, I'll take some credit for that. I was unaware that Werzer set the school record last week at 403 yards. I figured he'd done that before. Yeah. But almost 200 yards receiving for Wilson last week. He finds the end zone. It's a 14-14 game.
14-14, 77 seconds to go here in the 1st quarter. We will take a 30-second break. Be right back here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, Gurgen Insurance Group. Gurgen offers many services and products to fulfill the goals of their clients. Honesty, integrity, confidentiality, and service are the cornerstones of Gurgen Insurance Group. Their missions is to positively impact the communities they serve by providing insurance and products through well-trained professional representatives. A huge thanks to Gurgen Insurance for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
Welcome back here on the Adrian College Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei here alongside Ian Wen and Allison Hyder. Thanks so much for joining us. Kickoff going back to the Brits, and their ball carrier will make a man miss at the 30, stepping around the 35 and takes a shot from behind at the 40 where he goes down hard, and that's where the Brits will start this next drive, just 60 yards from the end zone.
That's an interesting kickoff there for Adrian, a low screamer. They apparently do not want to return or give Albion a chance to return the kick standard way, so they'll give up some field position right here as they start this defensive possession. They've given up 2 scores. The 2 times Albion's been on the field, drives of 68 and 85 yards for Jack Bush and this Britain's offense.
14-0 the score right now in the 2nd quarter in the Hope Olivet game. Hope up by 2 scores there. 3 out wide for the Brits. Here's the give, close side, tailback rumbling along behind the right tackle. And Dwight Mann able to make the tackle. He's got a hoodie hanging out of his jersey.
Yeah, he's finally figured out that we need some sort of indicator for who Dwight Mann is. He's all over the place. Tackle, he kind of came out of nowhere from the line of scrimmage, came back to make a solid tackle because the Britons ball carrier had some room.
Bush wants to throw over the middle, caught, and that is a 1st and 10 for the Brits. They cross the midfield stripe down to the 44-yard line of Adrian.
Yeah, Isaiah Gibson right there in the middle of the Bulldog defense. He got between the linebackers and the lone safety. That's Brandon Kwiatkowski, who will be shading toward Justin Thomas. So a nice job getting that pass in there.
Here's a bomb right side. Bush, oh my goodness. Thomas somehow beats Sean Starks. He takes a shot on the play, and he's able to get up on his own power. But what a throw by Bush. He put that on the money.
Yeah, we're not used to seeing Sean Starks beat over the top, but I'll tell you who has the ability to in this conference. It is Justin Thomas, a leading receiver coming into the game for Albion, 400 yards, 10 touchdowns. He is electric.
Bush in the gun. He has 3 out wide. Tailback alongside him will get the give, following the right tackle, battling his way up in there and stays on his feet. Finally dragged down by Dwight Mann, who's wearing that hoodie.
Yeah, took Mann for a ride, actually, did the Albion ball carrier. Tough running right there for the Britons, puts them in a very manageable 3rd down play.
That'll do it for the first quarter of action here on the road for the Adrian Bulldogs. Thanks for tuning in to MIAA football here on the Adrian College Sports Network. We'll take a 30-second break. Be right back with more.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, Lenawee Recreation. Lenawee Recreation has been a staple of fun in Adrian for decades. Lenawee Recreation offers bowling, fun, games, and so much more. Lenawee Recreation offers ZZ's Bar and Grill. It has a variety of lunch and dinner options available. Lenawee Rec is located on College Ave in Adrian. A huge thank to Adrian's Bowling Alley and Barside Grill for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
Welcome back here to the campus of Albion College. 14-14 as the score, as the Adrian College football team is doing battle on the Brits gridiron. It's about to rain here. I'm Gabriel Schrei. Ian Wendt and Allison Hyder are here with me as Adrian and the Bulldogs are trying to pull off the win here on the road.
They are, and if we go back to the beginning of the season, I'm not sure many people at Adrian coming into this game at 2-1. A very surprising season so far for Adrian. Somewhat of a letdown right now for Albion at 1-2 in the conference with losses for them to Alma and Hope. Their win was against Kalamazoo.
Kyle Thomas at quarterback from the gun, running with the football, has a lane and picks up a 1st and 10 and a bit extra as he gets a huge gain actually. Went from the 38 to the 20-yard line, so that's an 18-yard gain and a 1st and 10 for the Brits as they reach the red zone.
And Thomas does have 5 rushing touchdowns on the season, along of 44. He can do all. That's Kyle Thomas, throw and pass. A nice little quarterback combo here for Albion.
1st and 10 now. Football down to the 20. Thomas fakes the give, wants to throw over the middle, incomplete. That one went off the turf hard. Bush was going for Kyle Thomas.
Yeah, why not? Thomas has played very well today, and judging by the fans with all their umbrellas up, the cheerleaders with their ponchos on, we're getting some rain here in Albion, could affect the way these quarterbacks throw the football.
Yeah, it's just starting to rain here in Albion, Michigan. We'll see if they keep throwing it. Trips left for Bush, one on the far side. He's on the far hash mark, wants to throw. Pressure coming, ladles one over the middle. It's incomplete. 3 defensive backs right there. He almost had his receiver anyhow, though.
Yeah, I think that one just slipped out of Bush's hands, and he was going for the senior receiver, Marlon Martin. 23 grabs on the year, couldn't make 24 right there. It's going to put Albion in an interesting 3rd down situation right at the red zone.
Opportune timing for the Brits for it to start raining as they are threatening to score in the red zone. Bush takes the snap. It's a high one. Gives it off right side. Tailback takes a shot down low by Sean Starks. He was upended hard. But a nice carry as Oh, goodness me, excuse me. That was Patrick Sarnecki from Trenton, Michigan, the tailback. He followed the right tackle and tried to cut it up there, but Sean Starks went low and hit him hard in the knees.
Yeah, that's a touchdown-saving play from the senior corner for Adrian. And that's going to put Albion in a fourth down position. They're not too confident, it seems, in their freshman kicker. They're going for it.
4th and medium, 3 out wide. There's the give, close side. Tailback slips away from one, stepping out of tackles and running into the end zone. He was able to escape Kwiatkowski on the edge and rumble his way along. The big man fighting his way in there, nearly untouched, escaped a shoestring tackle, the senior from Oak Park, Michigan, Markel McCoy in.
The leading rusher for this Britain's offense, and he finds the end zone yet again, and Albion's offense is rolling here. Don't need to throw it. They can just run the ball. They do that very well, and the blocking was there. Adrian couldn't make a tackle, and it's a touchdown run on a 4th down.
13:51 to go here in the first half. PAT is no good. So the score will remain 20-14 here in Albion, Michigan. We're just off the river watching some football in the rain. We'll take a 30-second break. Be right back here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, Gurgen Insurance Group. Gurgen offers many services and products to fulfill the goals of their clients. Honesty, integrity, confidentiality, and service are the cornerstones of Gurgen Insurance Group. Their missions is to positively impact the communities they serve by providing insurance and products through well-trained professional representatives. A huge thanks to Gurgen Insurance for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
Welcome back here on the Adrian College Sports Network. 9 plays, 59 yards, Ian. They go to the end zone. 20-14 now is the Brits lead.
Yeah, that's a quick drive, too, for Albion. But going back to that extra point, now the freshman kicker, Castillo, he missed it. That's only his 4th miss on the season. Coming into the contest, 92% for him. That 1 point, knowing the games we've called this year, could come back to bite Albion.
And here's the kickoff. Fair catch made back on the 18-yard line by Adrian and the Bulldogs. So that's where they'll start this next drive, as they will be moving from south to north on this field.
Yeah, it's going to be an offensive show with some weather here and on the way. We'll see if Adrian can kind of switch gears here and kind of go to more of a running style. They don't want to do that because they have so many weapons. Jack Werzer being one of them, the gunslinger for this offense. We've seen Wilson make a couple of plays. Donald Scott coming up big last weekend with a couple of touchdown grabs. We saw Joe Cleary find the end zone. We'll see if the rain affects this offense.
Werzer has 2 out wide to his right, 1 on the far side, fakes the give, check down close side. Jalen Parker makes a man miss, and Wilson can't hold off that DB for too long. He is tackled down to the 25, and one of our Brits is still down here on the field. Now we've got a Bulldog down as well after the play. Hopefully that Brit is all right. He is completely motionless. Some concern here as a trainer runs onto the field. We're going to take a break as they check on him. Be right back here in 30 seconds on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors. The service never stops once you visit CR Motors in Hudson. CR Motors builds customers for life. With a full automotive service and maintenance department, CR Motors both repairs and sells vehicles. They have tons of brand new options and top-of-the-line used options too. A huge thanks to CR Motors of Hudson for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
Welcome back here on the Adrian College Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei here with Ian Wendt. 13.5 to go in quarter number 2. 20-14 is the score. 2 wide to the left of Werzer. That's the far side. Powerful set up front. Werzer running through his cadence. There's the snap. Fakes the give. Check down pass to one of those receivers. Huge shot delivered to the receiver. What a hit. Oh, my goodness. He was able to hang onto the football, but Kyer Johnson was leveled by the defensive back, and Boy, Ian, I'm real excited to see Kyer Johnson involved a few weeks in a row. He played at Lumen Christi High School. He's not far from home. Won a state championship last year, had over 100 yards receiving in the state championship, and he's set up for success with Adrian and the Bulldogs.
He really is, and just figuring out where to put him on this offense is really taxing on this coaching staff, but they get him the football right there, and nice job of holding on to that.
3 out wide, 2 on the close side. One of them is Johnson. Werzer putting one to the left side for Joe Cleary, who falls down on the linebacker, and they're going at it down there on the sideline. No flag from the officials. We'll keep playing. 3rd down goes to 4th.
Yeah, to say that these two teams do not like each other would be an understatement. Some definitely extra words being said on both sidelines. Both teams fired up here this afternoon, and that's the first 3 and out of this contest, and it's going to be the Adrian offense punting things away, keeping a close eye on the blocking up front for Adrian. It's been an issue.
Yes, it has. 4th down, 4 to go, punting from the 31-yard line. The punter standing back on the 16 for Adrian. Snap is low, bounces, and the punter somehow gets this one away. Picking that up and punting it away. Takes an Adrian friendly bounce, touched by a Brit, and they are able to knock this one out of play down in the 35. That was a live ball, but really great lucky bounce for the Adrian Bulldogs right there.
Yeah, it hit one of the return men for Albion at about their 40-yard line. Just got blocked right back into where that punt was falling. But a snap that slid off the ground. Austin Banky, he's athletic for a punter. He can run as well, and he didn't have to on that play. And he got the punt away and averaging about 35 yards a kick. Gets this one away, and a sigh of relief for the Bulldogs special teams.
Brits back on the field offensively. They lead by just 6 here at home. 12.5 to go in the first half. 20-14 the score. Albion will work from right to left on your radio dial. Bush over the middle. Thomas was wide open. Wow! Caused Sean Starks to collide with Kwiatkowski. He's free down across the 20. And Starks makes the game-saving tackle down inside the 10, but a flag back on the 35.
Well, this could be huge, and the Albion offense going back as the umpire is going to throw that flag, and they're going to get Albion for a hold. That is a break for Adrian, and how Thomas gets that open way down the field. He was the only receiver running a deep route on that play, just got open, made a nice move, but the offensive line buying Bush enough time, and they are guilty of a holding penalty. Again, sigh of relief for this defense.
Starks and Kwiatkowski have a couple of words back there on the 50-yard line. Now the Bulldogs defense going to get back at it. 12-11 to go in quarter number 2. You got to think Sean Starks had something nice to say. He's a great leader, a senior. Does a wonderful job mentoring these young DBs, and he's going to make the tackle right here, delivering a shot to a dude who's got about 50 pounds on him right there, forcing him out of play and into the sideline. That's a 1st and 10, Ian? No. Gets him back towards where the sticks would have been a 1st and 10.
Yeah, leaning on the junior running back, that's Jacob Clark. 4 scores on the season. Albion featuring 3 running backs in McCoy, Kyle Thomas, and Jacob Clark. A nice pickup on 1st down.
Bush wants to throw here on 2nd and long, this time incomplete. In and out of the hands of Kyle Thomas. So we got to set the situation here because of all the movements with the flag and the sticks going back and forth. It's 3rd down and 13 from the 33-yard line of Albion. They're set up on the close hash mark. They've got 3 out wide, 2 on the far side.
Yeah, they're looking at triple coverage right there. Sam Madrid, the freshman, Dwight Mann, and Brandon Kwiatkowski all around Thomas on that play.
Faking the give. Bush wants to throw. Here's a bomb left side. Caught by Thomas. Down to the sideline inside of the 40 and tackled out of play by Sean Starks. 2 flags for what they say is a late tackle.
Yeah, and Sean Starks getting beat yet again. He'll make his argument that there was a push-off from Thomas to get that separation because we normally don't see receivers get away from Sean Starks, but something's going to have to give on this defense to let the shade Kwiatkowski that way or bring Steven Moses over there as well because Thomas is having himself a day against the senior corner.
New Boston, Michigan put out a great product. Sean Starks is a leader on the field, in the classroom. Struggling here today against the unbelievably athletic Justin Thomas.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit, number 24 defense. 15
Well, on paper that sounds bad, but I think he tackled him down out of play because he didn't realize they were out of play. I don't think that was malicious or frustration.
No, it wasn't calculated. You have to tackle him the way Thomas can break tackles. I don't fault him for the penalty, but Thomas getting open at will against this Bulldogs secondary.
Here we go. It's now 1st and 10. Football down to the 17-yard line of Adrian. Brits lead by 6 here in half number 1. Give right side, and the tailback trying to follow the right guard. Nothing doing right there. He couldn't bounce it up in there. Tackle made by Adrian, defensive lineman. That was DeAndre Jennings from Houston, Texas.
Jennings was a player that really jumped on the scene last year. One of those fearsome freshmen is now a sophomore making the play on first down.
Jacob Clark, still the tailback, had the carry on that last play, 2nd and long. Clark takes the give close side, and nothing doing as a linebacker misses him entirely. He's dragging about 4 Adrian defenders with him as he picks up 3 yards there.
Yeah, and Sam Madrid did not make the play in the backfield. He was right there. I like that instinct from the freshman. That's a tackle he's going to make later on this season and later on in his career. That's another guy, a local guy, Adrian High School graduate, who's looked pretty comfortable in this young Bulldog defense.
That's as Adrian as you can get, playing for the high school, then going on to the college and playing for the Bulldogs. I think that's pretty special. Sam Madrid is at middle linebacker here. Bush in the gun, has 3 out wide, 2 on the far side. They're on the close hash mark. Here's a pass to the end zone intended for Thomas, and there's 2 flags. They are flagging Sean Starks. They must not like him.
If you're a coach for Adrian, you'd say that flag was late, but Starks did not turn around for the football. He is the guilty party, and you can't do that on a 3rd down. That was a 3rd and 5, and this will set up a 1st and goal for Albion College, who has just put it on here on this offensive side of the ball, moving it at will through the air.
And they're calling that one against Sean Starks, saying that is an automatic 1st down on the pass interference. It's 1st and goal for Albion and the Brits. They lead 20-14. 10 minutes to go in the first half. Bush in the gun. Running back from Livonia at his side. Gives it off to him. Follows the center. He's into the end zone. 26-14 now. Here on the campus of the Brits, that was Jacob Clark, the junior, finding the end zone and got the push he needed from the left guard and the center, Ian.
They did, and when Albion scores the football, it's quick. They really move the football quickly. That drive taking 2 minutes and 20 seconds. They score the ball. They got it at their own 36. It took them 7 plays to do it. They find pay dirt, aided by a Bulldog penalty, and big plays from their receiver, Justin Thomas, who's been a force, and Adrian will have to make adjustments on him. He is the star of this game so far.
Snap and hold is good. Kick is up, away, and through. So following the PAT, it's 27-14 here on the campus of Adrian College. We'll take a 30-second break. Be right back with more MIAA football on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors. The service never stops once you visit CR Motors in Hudson. CR Motors builds customers for life. With a full automotive service and maintenance department, CR Motors both repairs and sells vehicles. They have tons of brand new options and top-of-the-line used options too. A huge thanks to CR Motors of Hudson for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
Welcome back here on the Adrian College Sports Network. Brits lead here at home, 27-14. 10 minutes to go in the first half. They're going to be booting this one from right to left on your radio dial. Adrian getting it back after the long touchdown drive. Jalen Parker fielding this one on the 10. He has some space, gets to the 20, makes a man miss and tackled down as he reaches the 25. That's where they'll start this next drive. How about that last drive, Ian? Let's talk about the Brits score.
Well, it was a combination of run and pass. The pass got them to where they needed to be, where they could really work in that running game. And I've been impressed so far by Jacob Clark for Albion. He's not the main guy, but they'll give him the football on occasion, and he's taken advantage of that here this afternoon, putting Albion up 2 scores. Adrian, I'd hate to say it, but they might be in score now mode the way Albion's moving the football.
10 minutes to go in quarter number 2. 27-14. Werzer check down pass. Clarence Madison somehow caught that with one hand, makes a few players miss and tackled down, stumbling to the 38-yard line. So that's a 1st and 10 for Adrian. That was a bizarre one-handed catch.
Yeah, they're going to Madison, and he's been the guy for this Bulldog team here today, putting up some impressive numbers. Not so much down the field. He's more of a lateral player. They want to get him in space. They want to get the ball into his hands quickly and to make plays after the catch, as he did right there.
1st and 10. Man in motion is Jalen Parker. 2 receivers on the far side now, 1 on the close. Werzer on the far hash mark. Fakes the give. Wants to throw. Pressure coming. 2 defenders run into each other. Makes a man miss and tackled down after a gain of 3 by 2 defenders right there. One of them, Albion College's defensive lineman Malik Bozell.
Just nowhere to go for Werzer on that play. All the routes went to the sideline. There was no one in the middle of the field for a sort of a relief for Werzer. He was able to make something out of nothing, pick up some yardage on 1st down. That puts the offense in a position where you don't necessarily have to throw or run. Keeps Albion's defense honest.
2nd down and 6 from the 42. Werzer fake pump, gonna run with it, stepping back now, still can throw, uncorks one right side. Jalen Parker caught the football, took a shot, but there's a flag back where Werzer was scrambling. That has to be a hold.
Yeah, when you have to block for more than 3 or 4 seconds, it's tough not to hold the defender, and especially when Werzer's moving all around. You don't know where your quarterback is, and they'll have a conference about it, but it is in the area of a hold against Adrian.
5 flags in less than 5 minutes now here at Albion College.
And that takes away a big play as well.
Offense. Chop block.
Instead of a hold, looks like they're going to get a personal foul, a chop block. When someone engages a defender, that's the only one that can do it. You can't come in and block him low, and that's the call against Adrian. And they're going to figure out where to mark this football off from.
So the flag here is a chop block on the last drive. 3 flags, all 3 against Sean Starks. And on the drive before that, a long Albion ball that Thomas called back on a hold as well.
Yeah, these teams not really penalized too much. But that's a 15-yard mark off for Adrian, and instead of a 1st down inside the Albion 40, we're looking at a 2nd down and 21, 22. Definitely a down and distance you don't want to hear if you're a Bulldog fan.
8:40 to go in the 2nd quarter. 2nd and 21 from their own 27. Werzer in the middle of the field, 3 out wide, 2 on the close side. Fakes the give, wants to throw it close side, tipped and dropped. 2 receivers right there, 2 defensive backs right there. Jalen Park thrown to the ground. Jalen Parker, not Park. Thrown to the ground by the freshman defensive back, Jadakiss Turner from Lakewood Ranch, Florida.
That is some tight coverage right there. Werzer trying to fit that thing in through a needle. Just couldn't make the connection, and now this is a 3rd down and just about a mile and a half for this Adrian offense that's went 3 and out their last time. They need to stay on the field somehow and keep the Albion offense on the bench.
27-14, 4 out wide for Adrian and the Bulldogs. 3rd and 21. Werzer wants to throw. Pressure coming. Going to run with the football. Makes 1 cut now, 2, and tackled down as he crosses the 35, reaches the 36-yard line of the Albion Brits. Tackle made there by Quentin Jackson, the junior outside linebacker from East Lansing. Yeah,
the offense really hindered by that penalty on what would have been a nice catch and great position for the offense. They go backwards instead, and now the 2nd time we'll see this punt unit that had issues with the snap the 1st time out. We'll see what adjustment they can make.
Under 8 minutes to go here in the 1st half. Adrian going to punt this football. 4th and 12 from the 36 for them. Snap is low again on the punt. He's able to get it away a second time, unbelievably enough. This one got another roll out of it and comes to rest on the 33-yard line of the Albion Brits. So again, they come out with advantageous field position. They've had nothing but great field position here today.
They have another issue snapping the football for this punt team. Austin Benke so far doing a nice job playing shortstop back there, picking up that ground ball, getting off some sort of punt, keeping this Albion offense as deep as he can, but it's tough to do that when you're missing some blocking up front and you're missing a good solid snap, putting the defense in a tough spot.
Okay, 1st and 10 now, 27-14 the score in favor of Albion. Bush, there's the give, tailback in trouble and cannot escape. The defender, Stephen Moses, coming in right there, making the tackle for Adrian.
And when there's no one out wide for Stephen Moses to cover, Coach Deere likes him inside, in the box, making tackles like that. He's a heads-up player. He knows what to do on the field. Very instinctive player, Stephen Moses, and a good tackle on 1st down.
Okay, now it's 2nd down and 8. Give close side. Big shot delivered to the running back, and the football skitters out of play. What a hit delivered to Markel McCoy.
Smitherman right there along with Moses. And the ball fumbled at the 38, fumbled out of bounds but forward, and they'll put the ball right where he fumbled it at the Albion 38. Bulldogs need to get off the field on a 3rd down right here. Great chance to do it.
3rd down and 5 from the 38 of their own side of the field. Brits, 3 out wide. Bush wants to throw. Pass close side, caught by Kyle Thomas down on the sideline. He was double covered by 2 linebackers. Snagged that one at the 40-yard line and stepped out of play. They reverse the field here, going down into Adrian territory.
Yeah, and Adrian getting no pressure. They try to run a twist up front. It looked like Tatum and Jennings, they just couldn't get things underway. No pressure for Bush, and he fit that right in there.
From the 37, Bush gives it right side. Markel is tackled down after a gain of about 6 at 2nd and medium.
Well, I'll tell you what, Albion's offense is for real, and they've been real just about every year that we've called the Bulldog football game. Adrian needs an answer. They need to find something.
2nd and 4 from the 31 of Adrian. Check down pass close side dropped. McCoy, wet gloves right there, can't hang on to it as Smitherman is on the coverage.
Interesting defensive move right there, but if you're beat by that play, you make adjustments, and Smitherman out there applying some pressure to the receiver. Another 3rd down opportunity.
3rd down and 4 from the 31 of Adrian. They're right in the middle of the field. Bush gives it off right side, and the receiver, the tailback, takes a shot right there. Cannot get anything. It is 4th and 4 to go after the carry by Cernecki from Trenton, Michigan.
They're going to give Wood credit for that tackle, and Albion going for this thing. They are up 13, just about 5.5 to go in the half. Bulldogs need a play. We'll see who it comes from if they're going to make it, but Thomas has been the guy, Justin Thomas, who's been burning them so far tonight. I'm sure Bush will be looking towards his trusty receiver.
Justin Thomas, the close receiver, one man in the slot, one on the far side. Kyle Thomas is the close slot. Faking the give, there's the pass over the middle, incomplete. Sean Starks with a great defensive effort, able to swat that one away, and no flag this time. It is 1st and 10, turnover on downs. The ball goes back to Adrian.
Boy, and it came from the senior corner, Sean Starks, making the play. He's been flagged a couple of times. They try to pick on him yet again, but he makes a play. I'm sure Bush wanted that throw back. He probably could have put it in a better spot. But Starks makes the play, and the Bulldog offense needs to respond. They need to take advantage. They need to grind out a possession and get a score before halftime.
5:07 to go here in quarter number 2. Adrian gets the football back. They trails 27-14. Faking the give, check down pass close side is incomplete, intended for Jalen Parker right there. Werzer underthrew him.
This offense can stretch the field. They have the talent to. They have the ability to. Very interested to see all these short passes, trying to get the ball out of Wurzer's hands quickly. But I'd like to see more down the field stuff. It was very successful with Wilson. They got a pass interference out of it. They got a couple of big plays off of it. But nothing doing on that short pass.
At the half, it's 14-0 for the Hope game right now. Wurzer in the gun, wants to throw. Caught by Donald Scott. He takes a shot and drops the football. Yeah, I think that's an incomplete pass and not a fumble.
Donald Scott right there in the middle of the field, taking up space. That's tough to catch a pass after getting hit like that. He got walloped at about the 36-yard line of Adrian. And now 2 quick plays, and they're in a 3rd down and long situation, trailing by 2 scores. Offense needs to make a play. The defense did. Now can the offense step it up?
4 out wide. Wurzer on the far hash mark here, driving from left to right. Wants to throw. Pressure coming. Howitzer over the middle. Jalen Parker dropped the football. I think it was tipped by a DB, but still went right through the hands of Jalen Parker. Boy, oh boy, he would have been gone for the end zone.
Yeah, Parker with speed to burn lines up in the slot, just ran a go route, a 9 route, fly route, whatever you want to call it. He beat his defender. Wurzer put the ball in a pretty good spot. As you said, it probably got tipped, and I'm sure the weather had something to do with that. I'd like to see that play on a 1st and 2nd down, not in a 3rd down and long opportunity.
Some shifting up front here on the punt. Snap is good this time, and punter able to get a line drive away. Fielded back on the 33-yard line. Return man makes 1 cut, reversing fields. Masterman right there. Stays in play at the 40, makes a cut, and finally tackled down as he crosses the 45, but there's a flag down on the far sideline. 4.5 to go here in quarter number 2.
We'll see what the call is, but Benke got a good snap. He had some blocking to get that punt away. I'm sure he would have liked more hang time on that one. A line drive right to the return man for Albion College. Will await the flag. This could be big either way. If it's against Albion, that backs them up inside their own 40. If it's against the Bulldogs, Albion could be starting in Adrian territory.
No foul. Return team. Blindside block. 15-yard.
Blindside block is the call. 15-yard penalty against Albion and the Brits. 27-14 the score. So the football was on the 31, Ian. They're going to march him back.
Defense needs to take advantage. The last 3 times now Adrian's had the football on offense. They've gone 3 and out. 3 plays and a punt. And defense will have to do it again. It's tough to stop this Britain's offense once. They're being asked to do it at least 1, maybe 2 more times in this first half.
.434 to go in half number 1. 27-14 Brits. They've got the football. Quarterback on the far hash mark. Fakes the give. A howitzer right side is incomplete. Sean Starks getting a hand in there.
That's the Sean Starks we're used to seeing. He turned around, made a play on the football right there with the receiver. And a big stop on 1st down. We'll see if they can do that a couple more times, get the ball back to this offense.
Yeah, he was covering Marlon Martin right there, and that is a fast dude. He's got length, speed. How do you stop him? Here's the give, left side. Tailback follows the left tackle, bounces just outside, picks up 9 yards, spinning and twisting his way down to the 35-yard line of Albion. It's now 3rd and a yard to go for the Brits.
We talk about running the football to open up the pass. Albion doing the opposite. They're passing to open up the run.
Here we go. Bush give up the gut following the center and the guards. Easy 1st and 10 for Albion College off of the legs of the freshman running back, Cullen Cox. Excuse me, he's a sophomore. He's from Rives Junction.
Giving some more height to the backfield, listed at 6 feet, 175 in your program. Nice blocking up front. Didn't have to do much to pick up that yardage.
3.5 to go in the first half. Bush, pressure coming. Here's a bomb left side. This one is incomplete. Two go down hard together. Starks and Thomas collide. What's interesting to me about that is that looked more questionable than all three of those flags a couple drives ago, and they let that one go.
Yeah, normally if the feet get tangled up, they don't call it, but if the arms start to get tangled up, they will. Not sure if that was a case of legs getting caught up or
I don't know what
that
was.
But as a result, Sean Starks is on the turf at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, hopefully
that's
he's
not
all
good.
right. They're going to come out and help him to his feet as they take a break and check on him. We'll take a break as well. I'll be right back here in 30 seconds on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, Lenawee Recreation. Lenawee Recreation has been a staple of fun in Adrian for decades. Lenawee Recreation offers bowling, fun, games, and so much more. Lenawee Recreation offers ZZ's Bar and Grill. It has a variety of lunch and dinner options available. Lenawee Rec is located on College Ave in Adrian. A huge thank to Adrian's Bowling Alley and Barside Grill for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
Welcome back here on the Adrian College Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei here alongside Ian Wendt. 3:33 to go in half number one. 27-14, Brits leading. They've got the football, too, from their own 39-yard line. It's 2nd and 10. Bush, give left side. Tailback reverses fields following the right tackle. Came all the way down behind the left guard, then cut back because there was no space and followed the right tackle for a gain of 3. It's 3rd down and 7 to go now. The football on the 43 of the Brits.
Yeah, if you're Albion, you'd like to take up some clock and score with no time left because they will get the football to start the second half.
4 out wide for Bush. Bush fakes the give, wants to throw. Pressure coming from Smitherman. Check down left side. Caught. And that's going to be 4th and short here, Ian. Catch made right there by the senior from Monroe, Marlon Martin. He was tackled down by Adrian's defensive back. Bryce Tullis, the freshman from Fort Pierce, coming in to replace Starks.
This is the first time we've seen Albion's punter. He's a freshman wearing number 17. That's Hunter Williams. 34-yard average for the young freshman. He's pinned 5 inside the 20. It'll be tough to do that here with the wind and the rain.
2:20 to go here in quarter number 2. Brits punting the football from the 37. Just barely got that punt away, but there's a flag back where there was a collision between Dwight Mann and the punter. Dwight dove. Punter hits him with a salute as he runs off the field and now celebrates the penalty.
Either way, if it's a 5-yard running into variety or if it's a roughing the punter 15-yarder, that's going to be a first down for Albion. You appreciate the effort trying to get to the punter, make a play, but you can't hit that plant leg. It is the 15-yard variety.
If Dwight Mann hits the freshman, that is a 1st and 10 for the Albion Brits. And the fan hitting the cowbell there.
Flags are just demoralizing this Bulldog team. I mean, there's been numerous penalties on this defense, keeping them on the field, extending drives. We see one on the special teams right there. That's 15 free yards for an offense that doesn't need free yardage. They can get the yardage all on their own. You don't have to help them.
2:07 to go in half number 1. Give close side. Kyle Thomas looked like he wanted to throw. Now running with the football. He was in motion in the jet sweep. I thought he was going to throw that football for a minute, but instead tucked it and carried it down to the 30-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 28.
Yeah,
Second and medium.
Yeah, he was looking to pass the football, and why not when you've played quarterback for so long? Thomas just nowhere to go, but he gets some solid yardage.
Bush in the gun, close hash mark. 3 wide right for him, 1 on the close side. There's the give to the tailback who follows the right tackle and is flipped up hard. 3rd down and medium now for Albion and the Brits. Jim Deere was ejected last time we were here 3 years ago.
Yeah, we were talking about that. He got into it with the officials. I don't know if he has a case today, but there's definitely been flags called against the Bulldogs in key spots.
I mean, could happen. 68 seconds to go in half number 1. 4 out wide, 2 on either side for Bush. Running back at his side. Check down over the middle, tipped and dropped. That's 4th and short now for Albion and the Brits. Are they in 4th down territory with 59 seconds left in the half?
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. They're going to put one of their tough running backs in there. They're going to bring back 23 for them. He's been running the ball very well today. That's Markel McCoy, the senior. Has a touchdown today. It was scored on a 4th down, ironically enough. On that 3rd down play, it looked like Bush had a check down pass available in that right side flat. He didn't see the receiver, tried to force it. Now Albion will talk about things before this 4th down.
Yeah, Albion takes the timeout, trying to get things sorted out before they run a play. 27-14 is the score here, just 60 seconds from halftime here on the Adrian College Sports Network, Ian.
Yeah, interesting situation. You're not in field goal range yet. This would be almost a 50-yard attempt if you're Albion. I think that's out of the question with the wind, the cold, and the rain here today. But I don't think running the football is out of the question. I think I think their running backs have done a good job today. McCoy and Clark, they've both done a solid job. But if you want to take a shot, you can afford to, being up 13 here at home. Thomas has been the guy. They've gone to Justin Thomas. We'll go over the stats at halftime, but he has to be well over 100 yards in this game so far, so he'll be a target for sure. Sean Starks has done a good enough job. It's hard to shut down a guy like Thomas. He's stuck with him. He's been guilty of a couple of penalties. Another big matchup here.
Just under 1 minute left to go in half number 1. 4th down for the Brits. Trips right for Bush. He's in the gun on the far hash. One man on the close side. Wants to throw close side. Caught by Justin Thomas. Tackled down as he reaches across the 25-yard line. Gets him to the 23. That is a 1st and 10 for the Albion Brits.
Yeah, and trying to cover right there. I think that's number 18, Bryce Tullis, the freshman defensive back.
And Bush, pass over the middle, caught. Receiver wide open down between the hash marks. Football comes out, and it looks like that's going to be a fumble as it skitters into the end zone and out of play.
If it's a fumble into the end zone, that should be a touchback. That'd be Adrian football. It is.
It is. That is a touchback. Adrian gets the football with 34 seconds left in half number 1, so not a lot of time on the clock, but I believe they have 2 of their timeouts left and could potentially try and drive down the field here, Ian.
Yeah, they're going to have to put the pedal to the metal here with their sophomore, Jack Werzer, throwing the football. And they'll get it at the 20, and what a break for this Bulldog team. Down 13, Albion driving, and they punch the football out, able to get that fumble into the end zone for a safety, or not a safety, a touchback. I don't think I've seen that live in a college game. We've seen that in the pros. Seems like just about every week now. But that benefits Adrian. They'll get the football and some time to maybe get some offense going. Looking for Wilson, looking for Madison. These guys we've called their name a lot this afternoon. They have to make a play right before half.
And here we go. Werzer in the gun. 4 out wide for him from the 20. Pressure coming. Steps up, climbing the ladder. A bomb downfield, incomplete.
There's a flag.
And a flag. That's pass interference against the Brits. Flag resting right on the 35-yard line where the foul occurred.
They're looking
Jalen Parker was the intended receiver, excuse me.
No, that's okay. They were looking for Parker. I was going to say what you said. He's been a part of this offense today, and I didn't see that coming.
No, I didn't either. Marlon Martin on the defense right there. He's the one they threw the flag on.
But just trying to go over the middle, over the top. Werzer buying just enough time, able to step up in the pocket. That's some free yardage for Adrian, and more chances, more opportunities to get some points here before the half.
First and 10, Werzer in the gun, 3 out wide, 2 on the far side. Tailback at his side, Stone faking the give to him. Check down pass over the middle, caught by the big man, Joe Cleary, spinning around 2 defenders and steps out of play as he crosses the midfield stripe. So as he steps out of play at the 48 of the Brits, That means the clock stops at 20 seconds. It's 27-14, Adrian trailing here on the road. Just got the football back on a touchback, and they're trying to drive down the field, Ian.
Joe Cleary, we've called his name a couple of times. He scored on the opening drive, his first touchdown of the season. Nice concept there for the offense. A couple of different options for Wurzer to go to, and he finds the senior tight end.
4 out wide. Cleary is again in that same slot on the close side. Wurzer steps up, going to run with the football, makes a man miss as he crosses the 45 and stopped at the 41-yard line. 10 seconds showing on the clock. Got to think Jim Deere uses a timeout right there. Waiting for the call, and there it is, a timeout down on the field with just 9 seconds showing on the clock.
That's their second timeout of the half.
Well, in this case, you're not in field goal range yet. Right here it'd be about a 60-yard attempt for Cooper West. I don't think he has that kind of leg. He has a good leg, not a 60-yard field goal kind of leg. So I'm not sure what you do here. You'd like to go for the score. You can get it. You can get a couple of plays with 9 seconds left. Maybe something. You really have the whole field. Actually, 1 timeout left, about 10 seconds to play in the first half, but it would be great to get a touchdown here for the Bulldog fans to get their team within 1 score, trailing here 14-27. We've been checking in with Hope College and Olivet, the 2 undefeated programs in the MIAA. They're facing off in Olivet. Gabe, what's going on over there?
Right now it's 14-0. They just finished up the halftime show and also playing in the rain, not super far from here, really, where we are in Albion, and they are going to have an exciting second half. It's 14-0. Hope College right now will be checking in with them during our halftime show and taking a look around the NCAA. Oklahoma and Kansas State playing, Wisconsin and Ohio State, so be sure to be ready for that. 10 seconds left showing here on the clock. Football down on the 41-yard line of the Brits. Adrian have 4 receivers out wide. 27-14, they trail. Wurzer back in the gun. Pressure coming, stepping up, and he's sacked hard at the 45-yard line. We've got an offensive lineman down, too. Clock is not showing anything. Should be the end of the first half unless they somehow got a timeout.
I can't imagine that play would take 10 seconds. And they are going to give Adrian a timeout. That's a tough break for the Bulldog on the Albion 45. We can't get the number. We've seen a few injuries here today. Sean Starks going out. He was not there the last drive for Adrian. A couple of Britons out as well. And
big man is hurt. They're going to have to help him off of the field here. Adrian has number 17. That's Max Protsky, right, the senior from Milan?
Yeah, he anchors this offensive line. In terms of experience, been in this program for quite some time. Tough to see him go down. Offensive line has been really tested here today. They've had to keep a running back in to block for the most part. And Albion can really get to the passer. So it's going to be
a good descriptor.
Yeah, it's going to be a big blow for this offensive line if Protsky can't get back in there. And he had some weight that they don't have anywhere else. Listed at 305 in the program. He stands at 6 feet. We'll give him 6 feet and a half with his cleats on. But you need some beef up front.
3rd down and 5. Football on the 44-yard line. 4 out wide again here for Wurzer. Tailback at his side. 3 seconds on the clock. Adrian trailing by 2 touchdowns here on the road. This will be the last play of the first half, barring a flag. He's scrambling out left. Pressure coming. Big defensive lineman right there. Lets one go downfield. Tipped and dropped in and out of the hands of a defensive back. That'll do it for the first half. Britton's running to the locker room, as are the Bulldogs. At the end of half number 1, Ian, Albion is up here at home by 2 touchdowns, 27-14. Folks, we're going to take a break. Ian and I will be back with our halftime show in just a few minutes here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
All right, let's do what we've been wanting. I'm going to be watching you. 1, 2, you know what to do. Hail, hail to Adrian, the home of the black and gold. Cheer, cheer for
golden journey. Oh, Adrian, I wanna be like you, 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 be like you.
Never in a million years would I have thought that I would be playing France. I picked Adrian, one, because of this reason, and it's just an amazing experience. You get to see all the different types of play that they have. Like, they play a lot different here.
I think it's really like deep-rooted in all of us. I found my family at Adrian, so I think for me it's my second home. So to be a Bulldog on this team means a lot.
Oh, Adrian, I wanna be like you, be like you, be like you.
It's pretty unreal. Not a lot of colleges have this experience, and these are my best friends, so doing something like this with them is pretty awesome.
My teammates are my family. To get to experience everything with them and seeing these breathtaking views is just life-changing. I'm always going to remember this trip.
I've been wasting my days on a 9 to 5, spending dollars when I only make $1. Why you say
They are a totally different kind of like soccer player over here. It's a different style, different speed. Like, obviously there's a language barrier too, and I think it just really helped our team grow, like both with skills and seeing different styles of play.
With this program, never give up. Like, always, like, we have a team all behind us. We have 29 girls, and you come in, you have best friends on the team. You have best friends right away, and everyone's competitive, but everyone is so close. You fight, you work hard, so you're also family. It's awesome.
And I'm feeling the strain. Oh, it is shame. Oh, give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Won't you take me away? Beginning to think that I'm wasting time. I don't understand the things I do. The world outside looks so unkind, and I'm counting on you. You can carry me through. Tell me you get lonely when it's cold outside. Tell me that you're only barely getting by. I need to know it hurts every time that you hear my name. It ain't the same without me, girl. Tell me you get lonely. Sometimes you're up all night crying over me. You gotta take off work to catch up on your sleep. But that just don't work now, does it, baby? So Tell me you get lonely when it's cold outside. Tell me that you're only barely getting by. Need to know it hurts every time that you hear my name. It ain't the same without me, girl. Tell me you get lonely.
So I am one of 8 children, and I'm actually the oldest. So my parents had me when they were teenagers, and both of them didn't end up going to college just because they didn't have that opportunity. So I think just like, you know, with the struggle and the impact on like financial aid was a little bit hard for me, which is why I chose to go to community college, just because I didn't think I was going to be able to afford Adrian. So when I ended up coming here, I had so much help from the financial aid, just with like, we want you to be here, we want you to stay here, like you shouldn't be given, you know, these restrictions just because you can't afford to go to college. Just like me being here, I kind of want to give back to them, and I want to make everybody proud. So if I could thank them, it would be just to say that you're giving me the opportunity to become something that I thought I never would ever become in my life. And yeah. I am Adrian College.
We are AC.
because now you're a graduate of Adrian College, or soon to be. And because of that, you move into a distinctive class of Americans. You are now part of the educated elite of America. People will have more expectations of you, higher expectations of you, more need of you than you probably realize right now. People will already start turning to you, looking at you, watching you, listening to what you say, because whether you think of it or not, you are now a mentor and a teacher to those around you. Think of those core values. Think of how you can transmit them to others. Think of how you can build the groups in your workspace or elsewhere around those core values. You're going to be called upon to lead, whether it's at work, whether it's in graduate school, whether it's at a PTA meeting, whether it's in church, whether it's in a sports club. People will look at you and expect you to raise your hand. And you need to do it, and you need to step up to that, and you need to drive forward what you have learned here and the values you take away from this wonderful, wonderful college. I'm proud to be a part of the 2019 class of Adrian College, the Cinco de Mayo class, forever known. And I wish you all the greatest of success in the years to come. Congratulations to all of you.
We are. Halftime underway here on the campus of Albion College. A lot going on here. A lot going on. Before we get into some of these stats, real quick, taking a look around Division I NCAA football. Wisconsin, Ohio State doing battle there in the fourth quarter. Ohio State up 31-7. Look out. Oklahoma, Kansas State doing battle there in the third quarter. Oklahoma is being blown out of the water and upset by Kansas State, 41-23. Iowa, they're ramshackling Northwestern 20-0 right now. Iowa ranked 20th in the nation, of course. App State doing their thing against Southern Alabama, 23-0 in the fourth quarter. San Jose State beating up on Army West Point. Miami, Florida edging out Pittsburgh right now in the fourth, 10-9. Illinois and Purdue, 24-0 in favor of Illinois. Boilermakers got to figure out how to boiler up their score. Liberty and Rutgers doing battle. Rutgers is winning a football game, 38-24. Good for them. Bowling Green and Western Michigan. Western Michigan, the Broncos teaching Bowling Green how to do it on 49-10. Mississippi State, Texas A&M going at it in the third quarter. Texas A&M up 42-17. Over Miss State. And of course in MIAA football action right now, still 14-0 in the third. Olivet trailing at home to Hope and the Flying Dutchman here in our contest, 27-14 going into the second half. Albion up by 2 touchdowns, and Trine is ramshackling Finlandia, but not by as much as they should be. It's 38-0. Should be a bit more than that. Poor Finlandia, and we may be taking that trip as well soon.
Yeah, I believe next week we'll make the trip to the upper
Canada.
Upper Peninsula.
We're just going to drive right to Canada at this rate.
Just about Lake Superior for that contest.
Yeah, so that'll be fun, I think.
Maybe. Yeah, first time up there.
Allegedly.
We'll see how their campus is, but we welcome them into the MIAA, the football team.
Taking a look at some of our stats from this contest here today. Jack Bush, 14 for 24, 223 through the air, 1 touchdown to go with it. Jack Werzer, Lots of jacks here. 14 for 22, 188 passing yards on the day, 2 passing scores. Both quarterbacks looking really sharp here today. Trent Stone has 6 carries for 38 yards. Werzer 5 for 13. Markel McCoy 10 carries, 48 total yards. Jake Clark 8 carries for 33 yards. Receiving, catching the football. Henry Wilson 2 catches for 66 yards. Justin Thomas for the Brits 4 catches, 101 yards. Kyle Thomas also has 3 catches for 52 yards. Jalen Parker has 4 for 49 for the Adrian Bulldogs, and Joe Cleary pitching in 3 catches and 48 yards as well. We'll take a 60-second break. Be right back with more football action here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, the Carlton Lodge of Adrian. The Carlton Lodge offers a comfortable and convenient lodging experience. Carlton has spacious rooms and suites, fit for a peaceful night's sleep. Their amenities include a hot tub and pool, a 24-hour fitness center, a business center, and much more. A huge thanks to Adrian College's choice of lodging for sponsoring Bulldog Athletics. The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, the Carlton Lodge of Adrian. The Carlton Lodge offers a comfortable and convenient lodging experience. Carlton has spacious rooms and suites, fit for a peaceful night's sleep. Their amenities include a hot tub and pool, a 24-hour fitness center, a business center, and much more. A huge thanks to Adrian College's choice of lodging for sponsoring Bulldog Athletics.
Albion and the Brits will be receiving the football first here to start the second half of action. Adrian trails by 13 points here on the road, 27-14. We are going to take one additional 30-second break here before the second half of action gets underway. Ian Wendt, Allison Hyder, and I will be right back with Bulldog football here on the Adrian College Sports Network in just 30 seconds.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, Lenawee Recreation. Lenawee Recreation has been a staple of fun in Adrian for decades. Lenawee Recreation offers bowling, fun, games, and so much more. Lenawee Recreation offers ZZ's Bar and Grill. It has a variety of lunch and dinner options available. Lenawee Rec is located on College Ave in Adrian. A huge thank to Adrian's Bowling Alley and Barside Grill for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
Welcome back here on the Adrian College Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei here, Ian Wendt alongside me, Allison Hyder in the booth with us here today. Second half of action is about to get underway after an exhilarating first half. Both quarterbacks having lights out days through the first 2 quarters.
Yeah, I'm not a betting man, but I would bet the over-under on this game was pretty high, and they're probably they're gonna push the over in this one. Albion scoring 27 points in the half. Bulldog offense started strong, but they sputtered out in the second quarter. But their defense will have to get off the field quick as they are set to kick this thing off to this powerful Albion offense.
Kickoff is away. Brits starting the second half with the football. Across the 20, now the 30. Return man has a lane across the 40. The midfield stripe cutting back inside and dragged down as he reaches to the 40 of the Adrian Bulldogs. They'll mark him down at the 39-yard line. What great field position for Albion College.
Yeah, and starting deep in Bulldog territory, that's not what this defense wanted. Tough start for special teams. That's another glaring issue with this football team. One of the things holding them back from really being a solid contender this season has been the special teams. They give up a long kick return, putting their defense in a difficult position.
Here we go. 3
False
out
start.
wide, 2 on the close side, and Bush uncorks one right side, dropped. In and out of the hands of the receiver. I can't believe they didn't flag Kyle Thomas with a false start. You were mad.
Oh, my gosh. Lined up in the slot. He almost fell over. I guess they didn't see it on that play, and a break for Albion and then a break for Adrian, as that looked like a touchdown out there, but the defensive back making a play for Adrian, and you said it, Sean Starks back in the game.
Yeah, there's a lot should have happened there. Should have been never a play, and then that should have been a touchdown after the play Did get underway. Tailback makes a cut inside, then back out. Free! Gone! Touchdown! Albion College. He was untouched. That was incredible. Tried to follow the left tackle, and the lane filled up, so he bounced it back, followed the center, and the linebackers had all come to the close side of the field. So Albion's halfback free to the far side and takes it to the end zone for 6. It is 33-14 here in Albion, Michigan. What a carry by Jacob Clark.
And another tough break for Adrian as Albion lines up for the extra point. There's an Adrian Bulldog down, being looked at by the medical staff at the Adrian 33.5-yard line. We've already had Sean Starks out on defense. We've had an offensive lineman, Max Protsky, taken out of the game. It's a tough break, and they're really taking a look at him. Not sure the injury. It was up near the line of scrimmage. Like you said, Gabe, a nice job weaving through that Britain offensive line, and Clark found the end zone.
Yeah, that was an impressive carry. They're checking on that Bulldog. We're going to take a 30-second break. Be right back with more action here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, the Carlton Lodge of Adrian. The Carlton Lodge offers a comfortable and convenient lodging experience. Carlton has spacious rooms and suites, fit for a peaceful night's sleep. Their amenities include a hot tub and pool, a 24-hour fitness center, a business center, and much more. A huge thanks to Adrian College's choice of lodging for sponsoring Bulldog Athletics.
Welcome back here on the Adrian College Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei here with Ian Wendt, Allison Hyder in the booth with us. 33-14 is the score right now, 14.5 to go in the third quarter. So, Ian, literally just 25 seconds into the second half, and their tailback, Jacob Clark, weaved through that line of scrimmage and took it to the house.
What a start for Albion. They got that kick return. They brought it all the way into Adrian territory. They spotted it at the 39. And this offense can easily pick up 39 yards. We've seen that here today. But this is our second time now here in Albion College. And Allison, I'll kind of put you on the spot here. You're an underclassman at Adrian, but you did the tour around colleges in the area. So what's your first impression here of Albion?
Honestly, Albion, it's definitely a lot smaller, at least from my hometown. So it was definitely a change of atmosphere, definitely coming from a bigger school near a big city. I'm actually from around the Cincinnati, Ohio area, so pretty much big city, big lights is pretty much what I'm familiar to, and coming here, it's definitely so different. Small town, great community, and just all the love and fun activities and atmosphere.
And we mentioned on the drive up, or over here rather, that these smaller schools, Adrian included, Albion, Olivet, they really pack the home stands. They're really enthusiastic about their hometown teams. We see that again here today. The fans braving the weather this afternoon to watch their teams play, Albion and Adrian, as they're still tending to a Bulldog player.
We're going to take a 60-second break. They're going to bring out medical professionals here onto the field and board him off of the field. Hopefully he's all right. We'll be back with more MIAA football here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, the Carlton Lodge of Adrian. The Carlton Lodge offers a comfortable and convenient lodging experience. Carlton has spacious rooms and suites, fit for a peaceful night's sleep. Their amenities include a hot tub and pool, a 24-hour fitness center, a business center, and much more. A huge thanks to Adrian College's choice of lodging for sponsoring Bulldog Athletics. The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, Gurgen Insurance Group. Gurgen offers many services and products to fulfill the goals of their clients. Honesty, integrity, confidentiality, and service are the cornerstones of Gurgen Insurance Group. Their missions is to positively impact the communities they serve by providing insurance and products through well-trained professional representatives. A huge thanks to Gurgen Insurance for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
Ian, stretchering one of Adrian's defensive backs off of the field here, it looks like. Hopefully he's all right. Going to have to be stabilized following an injury sustained down around the 35-yard line. We are unable to see who that is. Hopefully everything is all right. Being told here in the booth, Ian, the injury sustained by Dominic Wood from Southgate, Michigan. We have medical professionals here, so hopefully he's all right. I'm assuming he will be all right. Never want to speculate about what an injury is, but I'm glad to see that we have Jackson Community Ambulance on hand here. Thankful for the preparation by the Albion athletics staff here.
And Dominic Wood, he is a freshman. He plays defensive back, and he was just up in there trying to make a play in the middle of things. The score right now not on the minds of the Bulldogs. It's on the health and well-being of Dominic Wood. Hate to see this from both sides.
You never want to see this at any level of football. Either way, it's just awful.
And we've seen a number of injuries as well. Sean Starks out earlier. He's back in the game. We've seen Max Protsky, the offensive lineman for Adrian, go down. And we've seen a couple of Britons out as well. Yeah, they're still working getting Dominic Wood on the stretcher. No indication as to what the injury is. We're working to get those details for you, but safe to say he will not be back in this contest.
Yeah, I would say so. Again, hopefully he is all right. We'll take another 60-second break as they figure things out down on the field and get him the attention he needs. Be right back here on the Adrian College Sports Network in 60 seconds.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, Gurgen Insurance Group. Gurgen offers many services and products to fulfill the goals of their clients. Honesty, integrity, confidentiality, and service are the cornerstones of Gurgen Insurance Group. Their missions is to positively impact the communities they serve by providing insurance and products through well-trained professional representatives. A huge thanks to Gurgen Insurance for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, Lenawee Recreation. Lenawee Recreation has been a staple of fun in Adrian for decades. Lenawee Recreation offers bowling, fun, games, and so much more. Lenawee Recreation offers ZZ's Bar and Grill. It has a variety of lunch and dinner options available. Lenawee Rec is located on College Ave in Adrian. A huge thank to Adrian's Bowling Alley and Barside Grill for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
Well, Ian, the good news is we have an excellent training staff at Adrian College, and Albion has an excellent athletic training staff, and both staffs coming together out there with Jackson Community Ambulance. It looks like parents are down in the field as well. At least that's the indication here from the booth. Jim Deere out on the field chatting with Albion coaches, and hopefully Brandon is going to be all right. Our wishes and prayers are with him as they wrap him up securely on the board here.
Yeah, if you just tuned in right now, it's the freshman defensive back from Southgate. That's Dominic Wood out on the Adrian 34-yard line. They're working to get him on the stretcher and off the field of play. Sort of an afterthought right now as Albion scored a touchdown on the play. What a scene.
Dwight Mann and teammates gently touching the stretcher as he is taken off of the field. And hopefully he'll be all right. They will take him to a nearby medical center for treatment. Thank you to Bobby Lee, the SID here at Albion College, for lending his binoculars to me as well. I appreciate that.
Unfortunately, now there is a football game to be played. And what transpires after an injury, after that, we'll see. It's hard to think about football after seeing a player down, and it could happen to anyone at any moment. So our thoughts definitely with Dominic Wood and his family as the freshman works to get back into things.
PAT, snap and hold are good. This one is up, away, and through. So now after the long touchdown and injury, PAT is good. 14:35 to go in quarter number 3. 34-14 is the tally here in Albion, Michigan, Ian.
Yeah, this can go one of two ways if you're a Bulldog fan. You'd hate to see what I'm about to say, but it could really demoralize you as a football team. You could really get down on yourself, or you can respond. You can bounce back. You can take all the emotions you're feeling from that injury to Dominic Wood and put it into the football field and put it into the game. Finish this off for him. Down 20 early in the third quarter. Something has to happen to get the offense back into things, and it looks like we have an update from Olivet.
Yeah, it's 14-7. Olivet just got a touchdown back with 10:45 to go in the contest. So taking a look down at Trine, it's 31-0. They lead Finlandia. And again, folks, here with us, 34-14 after that 2-play, 25-second drive.
Flag on that kick. They were going for an onside.
They got it, but there is a flag.
It's a procedural issue. Almost all the Britons were past the line of scrimmage before the kicker attempted that play. A little too amped up. And a couple of flags, one at the Adrian 40, but two right at the 35 for Albion. We'll see what the second one is. The first one was fairly obvious.
The officials convening down on the 40-yard line outside of the far hash mark. Right in front of head coach Jim Deere discussing this one.
Well, there's definitely offsides on the kicking team. That'd be on Albion.
There are 2 fouls on the play.
2 fouls on the play confirmed by the head official here. Offside is the call against the kicking team. That penalty is declined. Interference also called against the kicking team. That is a 15-yard penalty and a first down.
All right, they'll accept that. If you're Adrian, that's a 15-yard walk-off. And they'll do it from the spot, it looks like. Now, the flag was at the 41-yard line. And if they mark it off 15 yards from there, this is by far the best field position for Adrian. Looking to take advantage, they need to score touchdowns, not field goals. We talked about it last week against Alma College in their 34-31 win. Touchdowns. You need touchdowns. Field goals do you no good.
34-14, Adrian gets the football back, down by 3 touchdowns. Low snap, Werzer gives it off left side. Tailback is evasive, and Stone stopped in his tracks at the 40-yard line of the Brits. That's a 6-yard gain for those of you at home. He followed the left guard, left tackle, and was stopped cold, stopped dead at the 40 on the far hash mark.
Yeah, and I do not see Max Protsky in the game. If my eyes are working right today, that's number 62, Joshua Brown. He's a junior lineman from Saline in there at right guard.
Werzer tucks it, running far side. 1st and 10, a 7-yard gain. He ran off the left hip of the left tackle outside of the hash mark and is tackled down on the numbers. He'll reach down to the 33-yard line. 1st and 10, Adrian Bulldogs.
Yeah, we're seeing some Clarence Madison in the backfield sharing touches with Trent Stone. No Colton Randall today, so apparently the injury he sustained last week is more significant than we initially thought.
3 out wide here on 1st and 10, 2 on the close side. There's the give up the gut. Tailback runs the spin move as he crosses the 30 and is able to needle his way down in there to the 28-yard line. It's 2nd and medium.
Yeah, I like the way Adrian's running the football. Now in position to score. They have to on this drive. It's score now mode. Got a break on that kickoff.
3 out wide, 2 on the close side. Here comes the tailback. Makes one man miss and hit down low. Tumbles down to the 23-yard line. That should make it 3rd and inches, Ian.
Yeah, nice blocking on the right side of the line for Adrian. Making that hole was number 61, Jacob Porosek. He's a freshman from Brighton, Michigan, setting the edge for the Bulldog running back.
3rd down and 1. Football on the 23. 2 wide left for Werzer. Power set. Gives it off to the tailback and fakes the pass.
See ya.
Tailback makes the man miss and escapes from the middle linebacker. He's gone. Touchdown, Adrian College Bulldogs. They take it in from 23 yards out for the score. It's now 34-20.
Boy, they needed that drive, a short field, and Werzer takes advantage. Just 4 plays to get those 45 yards, and it was a tough running for these Bulldog running backs, and they find pay dirt. And this offense has responded in a big way following that devastating injury to Dominic Wood. They drive down and find pay dirt.
34-20 the tally now after they get one back, trailing by just 2 scores here on the road. Trent Stone had that touchdown. The PAT is good as well. So after the 23-yard scamper for Stone, he finds pay dirt, now has 10 carries, 76 yards on the day, as well as that touchdown right there. We'll take a 30-second break. Be right back with more Adrian College football here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors. The service never stops once you visit CR Motors in Hudson. CR Motors builds customers for life. With a full automotive service and maintenance department, CR Motors both repairs and sells vehicles. They have tons of brand new options and top-of-the-line used options too. A huge thanks to CR Motors of Hudson for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
Welcome back. Kickoff about to go back to the Brits, who lead by 2 touchdowns here. 12:28 left in quarter number 3. This kick skitters out of play and some late contact as well as a flag.
Yeah, they'll get the kickoff out of bounds. I think that puts the football at the 35. That's pretty good. Field position, I guess. For the Bulldog defense, it's been obvious that they do not want to kick deep to these Britain return men, and I don't blame them. So they squib it along the turf. And unfortunately, it rolled out of bounds. Defense needs to make a play. They've made a couple. It's been a tale of really 2 halves. We'll go back to last week, Alma College at home. It was 10-7 at half. And then the offense has exploded. Here, Adrian a fast start. I'll give them that, but their offense really kind of went away in that second quarter and toward the end of the first. Now we're seeing a new look, Adrian. The offense running the football, going back to basics. They don't have to hurry now. They're within a couple of scores, and we'll see if the defense can stand up and play for their injured teammate.
12:28 in quarter number 3, 34-21. Bush wants to throw on corkscrew on left side. Incomplete. 2 right there. He overthrew Thomas. On the defense for the Adrian Bulldogs, Danny White, the junior. That was Justin Thomas. I guess I do need to specify because there is Kyle and Justin Thomas, both playing wide receiver, both on the close side here.
That's right, and both are very capable athletes out on the edge. It's tough to know who to cover out there, who to bring your coverage towards.
Give right side, Markel bouncing it off the edge. Followed the right tackle and took it on his outside hip. He was tackled down by Sean Starks. It's going to make it 3rd and short for the Albion Brits.
They're utilizing that no-huddle offense, switching out their running back, but keeping Adrian in that base defense.
Football at the 40 of the Brits. They're on the far hash mark, moving from right to left. Bush, pass over the middle. The laser is caught. Receiver has 2 defensive backs. Run into each other, slips one more, and is tackled down by the safeties as he reaches the 40, and those Bulldogs who collided are down. They are injured on the play. Hopefully they're all right. Kwiatkowski collided with a teammate right there, and that's why Kyle Thomas was able to escape and get the first down as he crossed the midfield stripe, reversed the field. He reached the 37-yard line, and now both athletic training staffs have returned to the field. They're right at center field on the A of the Albion Brits. We're not 1, but 2 Bulldogs are down after they collided.
It looked like Sam Madrid was the other one. That's the freshman from Adrian High School. He's up, walking off under his own power. They're still checking on Kwiatkowski. That's another piece you can't afford to have out if you're Adrian. Already without Dominic Moore for the rest of the game, one of those defensive backs. Starks is playing injured, and you don't want this guy playing injured as well.
Jim Deere joining the group out on the field. Athletic trainer Jim coming out there as well. Checking in on Brandon Kwiatkowski. And the sophomore from Sterling Heights is up and at him. They will take him off of the field with no assistance. Thank goodness he's all right after being shaken up there.
Yeah, you're right, and they'll check him for a concussion. I'm sure that's one of those hits. You need to be careful with those concussions when you collide with your own teammate, both going full force to hit the offensive player. You both hit yourself, but a big pickup on third down for Albion has their offense in business.
3 out wide, 2 on the far side. Justin Thomas, the lone receiver on the close side. Football in the very center of the field, down on the 42. Give up the gut, and the tailback is bursting forward, able to pinball his way between the guard and center off of a few defenders, gets a 12-yard gain. He goes down to the 24-yard line of Adrian. 1st and 10 now. Brits running their hurry up. Still 3 out wide. Same formation here on 1st and 10. There's a bomb left side. Justin Thomas wide open. No one there to cover him. Blown coverage by the Adrian Bulldogs. Sophomore Stephen Moses tried to come in there and break it up, but Thomas was wide open and able to waltz into the end zone. Justin Thomas makes this game 40-21, Ian.
Yeah, you said it, wide open, and 2 Bulldog defenders go out. It's a middle linebacker and a safety, so what does Albion do? They run up the middle with the backup middle linebacker in the game, and then they go over the top with the Bulldog safety, Kwiatkowski, out of the game at the moment. This offense continues to roll for Albion. So they put up a great offensive showing.
Snap is good, hold is good, PAT is up, away, and through. So now the score, 41-21. We'll take a 30-second break. Be right back with more MIAA football here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors. The service never stops once you visit CR Motors in Hudson. CR Motors builds customers for life. With a full automotive service and maintenance department, CR Motors both repairs and sells vehicles. They have tons of brand new options and top-of-the-line used options too. A huge thanks to CR Motors of Hudson for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
Welcome back here on the Adrian College Sports Network. Score now 41-21. The Albion Brits lead big here at home. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Gabriel Schrei. Ian Wen here alongside me. Allison Hyder here in the booth with us. No matter how you're getting us, we are very thankful you're here with us for MIAA football action. Adrian Bulldogs about to get the ball back after that last drive, Ian.
What a conference to play football in. There's so much parity in this league with Albion and Adrian, 1 and 2, 2 and 1 respectively in the league. Hope and Olivet playing each other for what might be the championship in the league. Both teams undefeated in the MIAA, 3-0. They are, of course, playing over at Olivet College. That score looks to be pretty close. Right now, in the fourth quarter, Olivet trails Hope 14-7, 4.5 to play in that one. But this game right here, it might be time to start going for it on 4th down. A couple more trick plays if you have any up your sleeve if you're Adrian on offense, because you are hurting defensively. Several injuries to key players out for the contest.
Here we go to start this drive on 1st and 10. Up the gut, Trent Stone gains 5 yards. Follows the right tackle and right guard there to pick up 5 and barrels his way down to the 39, maybe 40-yard line of Adrian.
Yeah, we'll look at the numbers for Jack Bush. 269 yards throwing the football unofficially. And I said in the pregame it might be Jack Werzer having to put up another record-setting performance to stick with this offense. We're seeing that here today.
Here's the give. Stone makes a cut, and he was following the right guard and center, then reversed fields and tried to follow the left tackle. He was tackled down after what would be 1st and 10 yardage, but a late flag. Looks like this is on Joe Cleary.
Boy, penalties really hurt this Bulldog team in the first half. Unsportsmanlikes at the end of plays, things of that nature, just shooting themselves in the foot. And that's a first down run that they pick up. And if it's against Adrian, that's going to push this thing back at 15 yards. You can't have that down by 20 points.
Here comes the signal from the official. Looking up to the box, and they'll say no flag. Waving that one off.
It's the first one of those. We've seen a couple of late hits that already called here today, but they do pick up that one. I think that's in the Bulldogs' favor. They'll take it. Down 20, this offense needs to get something going. Maybe switch to a hurry up here, trailing by 20.
Okay, 1st and 10. The football just shy of the midfield stripe. 2 out wide left. That's the far side. Wurzer. Here's one. Close side, incomplete. Intended for the big man right there. We haven't seen him involved in the passing game a lot. That's Cal Raker, the senior. He's from Jonesville, Michigan. He is 6'4", 230 pounds.
He is more of the blocking tight end for this Harry Bailey offense, the offensive coordinator. They like to run the ball behind him, so I like that mix-up, putting him out in the pattern, but that throw just off target for Raker to be able to make a play on the football.
4 out wide this time on 2nd and 10. Football on the 49-yard line of Adrian. Wurzer moving left to right here. Going to run with the football and dips between 2 defenders. Followed the left tackle. Went off of his left hip and 2 linebackers hit him. He was able to slide his way down to the 45-yard line of the Brits.
And you have to believe this offense is now in 4th down mode, putting them in position in a 3rd and short to hopefully pick this up. But if it comes down to it and they get no yardage or a few yards, I think they're going for it on 4th. So don't take the running play out of it.
3 out wide. Here's the give. Close side. Tailback. Has some space. Slips one. Throws the stiff arm and dragging a defender as he is tackled down at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. Adrian as they reach the red zone. And what a run. What a carry. He goes 25 yards right there, Ian.
Yeah, go back to it. This offensive line is young at spots. And we're going to highlight the right tackle there. That's Jacob Posoric. He's a freshman from Brighton, Michigan. Setting the edge. That's a key word here. Giving the running back space to work.
3 out wide here on 1st and 10. 2 on the far side. They're on the close hash mark. There's the give to Clarence Madison. Madison is patient following that left tackle. Runs the spin move. Still battling his way up in there. Pinballing down to the 10-yard line. And that should be a 1st and goal for the Adrian College Bulldogs here. Well, the carry before that, the 25-yard run, put Trent Stone over 100 yards on the day, 115 rushing, along of 25 and a score. And that carry by Clarence Madison, his 2nd of the day, puts him at 13 on 2 attempts.
Madison's a guy that can be the difference for this offense. The easiest way to give him the football is to literally hand it to him.
Trent Stone takes it following the right tackle, bowls over a couple of defenders there, and they celebrate stopping him shy of the end zone, but he gets 7 and makes it 2nd and goal from the 3.
You talked about Stone over 100 yards in the contest. We're not even to the 4th quarter yet. And really putting the load on his shoulders for this contest. We have not seen Colton Randall, and we have not seen Jerome Neal, that former 1-2 combo. They're both out of this contest.
2 out wide, both on the close side. Ball on the far hash mark. There's Trent Stone following the right tackle, tripped and dives. And 3 defenders hit him at once. He dove forward, reached the 2-yard line. It's 3rd and goal now here, Ian.
Yeah, and down 20, you would think that, Wurzer's going to throw the football. He's going to sling it all over the place. I said that at the start of the drive. But you have to be impressed with the way Adrian's run the football on this drive, getting it from their 35. Now they're all the way down to the 2. It's 4-down territory right here.
3rd and 2, ball on the 2. 3 out wide. Cal Raker on the left side. That's the far side. And a timeout down on the field taken by Adrian and the Bulldogs. They want to make sure they get this play call right. Probably a good decision with just 7:50 remaining in quarter number 3. 41-21 the score in favor of the Albion Brits. We'll take a 30-second break along with these two teams. Be right back with more Bulldog football here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, Lenawee Recreation. Lenawee Recreation has been a staple of fun in Adrian for decades. Lenawee Recreation offers bowling, fun, games, and so much more. Lenawee Recreation offers ZZ's Bar and Grill. It has a variety of lunch and dinner options available. Lenawee Rec is located on College Ave in Adrian. A huge thank to Adrian's Bowling Alley and Barside Grill for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
Welcome back here on the Adrian College Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei here with Ian Wendt, Allison Hyder. Bulldogs trailing 41-21 here in MIAA football action. We are at Albion College, and the Britons are looking to make a goal line stand. It's 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Adrian has the football.
Yeah, it might be wet, might be cold, might be windy, but these Britain fans are here in full force. We can't see them cheering with all the umbrellas, but we can certainly hear it from up here in the booth.
7:50 to go in the 3rd quarter. 3 out wide, 2 on the close side, 1 on the far. Cal Raker in there at tight end. Faking the give, pass to the end zone, incomplete. Pass interference. Jalen Parker got tangled up with the Britain linebacker, number 4, Jadakiss Turner. He's actually a defensive back from Lakewood Ranch, Florida.
Interesting play call to go with the pass. The run has been working on the drive. Nice wrinkle from offensive coordinator Harry Bailey. Throwing a pass in there, and not only do they get another chance, it's an automatic first down with that pass interference call in the end zone. I don't think the ball moves at all. I think they put the ball at the 2, regardless if the flag occurred in the end zone. But Adrian with 4 chances now to get this thing in the end zone.
2 on the far side. No close receivers. 1st and goal. 4 chances for Jack Werzer and the offense to work. As long as they don't make any critical mistakes, like fumbling the football on the snap. Just like that, but Adrian is able to fall on their own fumble. Joe Cleary got back there and dove on it. How about that call?
You know, I'll tell you what, we are victim of the broadcaster's curse so many times, but I have not seen it happen
like that.
Live. Like,
that was
like as it was happening. Werzer was under center, and it just went right through him. Back about 7 yards. Lucky for Adrian, they were able to fall back on the football. Thanks, Gabe.
You're welcome. 3 out wide, 2 on the close side. Okay, no more mistakes. 2nd and 11.
Call a
Second and goal
touchdown.
from the 11.
Say touchdown.
Werzer trying to evade that giant defensive lineman. Going to run with the football far side. Makes a man miss and steps out of play. Man, Werzer is smooth as silk. He reminds me of a point guard from a big city, just the way he moves with the football. He looks relaxed and calm, and like whatever happens, it's not really going to bother him later on today. Steps out of play after a gain of a couple there and able to keep things alive. 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line now.
The rain really steady, and that's starting to be an issue, I think, for this offense. We saw that a mishandled snap a couple of plays ago, and now this puts them in a difficult 3rd and goal situation.
David Akuma was the lineman bringing the pressure on that last play. He's a monster. 4 out wide, passing play. Werzer for the end zone. Incomplete, overthrew his intended receiver. It is now 4th and goal from the 9-yard line for Adrian and the Bulldogs, and Werzer grabs both sides of his helmet there in anguish.
Another player down. It looks like another Bulldog toward the back pylon. That's just what this team does not need, is another injury. They've had a long list of them today.
Yeah, and both teams going to their respective sideline while the staff check on him. We'll take a 30-second break. Be right back here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors. The service never stops once you visit CR Motors in Hudson. CR Motors builds customers for life. With a full automotive service and maintenance department, CR Motors both repairs and sells vehicles. They have tons of brand new options and top-of-the-line used options too. A huge thanks to CR Motors of Hudson for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
Welcome back here on the Adrian College Sports Network. 6:37 to go in quarter number 3. Adrian has been threatening to score for like 7 plays now. Very specific. 4 likes, 7 plays. A while.
Give or take.
It's been about 10 minutes.
Does your neck hurt from leaning this way? Watching the plays?
41-21. They're going to attempt a field goal from the 9-yard line. It's 4th and goal. Here we go. From the far hash mark. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up away. Ian, this one will go through the uprights. It's 41-24 with 6.5 left in the third quarter here on the campus of Albion College. We won't take a break. We'll keep it right here.
Yeah, Cooper West banging that thing through on the season. He's now 7 for 10, 70% on the year. A nice job getting points on that drive for West and the Bulldogs. And they're playing the long game. You know, there's still time to go. A full fourth quarter and 6:33 to play here in the third. So, Allie, we've seen a couple of injuries here today. You play a sport at Adrian College. What do injuries kind of do they change the dynamic of your team? I know you don't play a team sport like football, but you are on a team. So what do injuries do in the locker room or on the field?
Yeah, definitely the dynamic of the team definitely changes. You definitely are kind of down just because that teammate definitely is hurt, and, you know, maybe that teammate actually plays a really specific role. You know, that's when another teammate has to step up and kind of just take that leadership of the team and make sure that, hey, you know, we might have an injury, but, hey, I can step up and make sure that I can make a big play for this team.
And Britt's return man crosses the 40 down the midfield stripe. Marked out way down around the 45-yard line of Adrian. A flag back on the Adrian 40, though. The official just picked it up and moved it a couple of foot. Before we get the call on the penalty and checking around the MIAA and scores, those of you just joining us here, Gabriel Schrei with Ian Wendt, Allison Heider here with us. 41-21 the tally right now. 6.5 to go in the third quarter. This is Adrian College football at Albion College, the big rivalry game. Actually, it's 41-24. I just read what I had written in front of me on the MIAA website. We saw a field goal here, and they haven't updated yet. So it is 41-24 after the Adrian field goal. Stay with us. Big rivalry game, and it's going to be tight down to the wire, it looks like. Hope at Olivet, that's an important one. 21-7 is the score in that one. 2 minutes to go. Hope is leading, so they're probably just hoping to run the clock out there and trying, getting their act together. They are up 58-0 right now in the fourth quarter. They up. Here's the give, left side, tailback. Pinballing forward and driving over defenders. Down across the 40 to the 42.
Thank you. It was left under bench.
Long run on first down, and Albion's found success on the edges against this Bulldog front four. The left and right tackle doing their job for Albion.
Now here we go, another rush, the carry by Markel, and McCoy gets 3 yards there, makes it 2nd and 7 as he reaches the 44-yard line of Albion and the Brits on the close sideline.
Yeah, good news for the Bulldog defense. I see Sam Madrid on the field playing linebacker and Brandon Kwiatkowski playing safety, so good news for them that they're back on the field. They collided earlier. Nice to see them in the game.
Power set, 2 receivers out wide, one on either side. Bush gives it off. Markel McCoy dragging the pile with him and stopped as he reaches the midfield stripe. We'll see where they spot him. Looks like they're going to put him at the Adrian 49, first down marker at the 48-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and a couple of feet here for the Brits.
Looks like an obvious running down now for Albion, but if they do want to take a shot, they can. It looks like Adrian playing man-to-man coverage on the outside.
2 on either side. Brits quarterback, Bush in the gun. There's the give up the gut. Tailback, Markel McCoy ramming his way forward, and he battering rams through the defensive line. Gets a 1st and 10 on a pickup of 3 right there.
I talked in the open about how Albion can run the football, and I was kind of off guard the way Bush came out throwing the ball around here today, but this is where it comes into play. You have a lead. You're at home. You want to keep the clock moving, wear down the defense. And we're seeing this running game really click for the Britons offense.
McCoy has just over 50 yards rushing on the day. Bush going to throw here on 1st and 10. Here's a howitzer down the field, and Thomas drops it. He was double covered. Bulldogs saw that one coming this time anyhow. Brandon Kwiatkowski dropped back in coverage alongside Danny White, and one hit him, the other stripped the football loose. He got that in and out of his hands. It would have been a 40-yard gain.
Bush picking on Danny White, opposite of Sean Starks, who really, he had a rough start, but I think Starks really came into his own. He's playing like the guy we know he can play as. Really the shutdown corner on the other side. Danny White making a play on the other.
2nd and 10 from the 45. Markel McCoy carries it to the left side. Tackled down hard there by Blake Masterman right on the 45-yard line.
And some extracurriculars. Talking about dinner plans, I would only assume where they're going to head after the game. A couple of pushes, a couple of shoves. They're saying there's a flag on the end of that play. Some sort of unsportsmanlike issue. A lot of pre- and post-snap penalties. A couple of false starts in the first half, and personal fouls have been a commonplace here this afternoon.
Waiting for the call down on the field. Taking a look at the numbers while we do wait. Jack Werzer, 14 for 24, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. Trent Stone, 15 carries, 122 yards and a touchdown. 4:22 to go in the third quarter right now. 41-24 the tally. Albion up big. They have the football. It's 3rd and 10 on the Adrian 45 here in the third quarter. Looking at their numbers, Jack Bush, 16 for 29 passing, 269 passing yards, 2 scores, and Jacob Clark, 13 carries for 98 yards on the ground. That includes 3 rushing touchdowns. Markel McCoy has 12 carries for 67 yards and a score as well for the Albion Brits.
Some big offensive numbers for Albion. The call was player participating without a helmet for Albion, and the Adrian Bulldog player engaging him, getting a penalty for that. And those offsetting personal fouls will result in a 3rd down. And fortunately for Adrian, Albion without one of their offensive linemen for the play. That's Jared Jones, the Warren, Michigan native, out for this one play. This one play is pivotal for this defense.
3rd down and 10. Football on the 45-yard line of Adrian. 4 minutes to go in the third. Here comes Bush, the quarterback. Wants to throw, takes a shot from the Bulldog defender, nearly intercepted. Sam Madrid dove and tipped the football down on the 45. Instead, it falls incomplete. 4th and 10, and the Brits will now punt the football. A couple of high school final scores in from Laura Rakowski, who is back in the studio at 103.9 WLEN here, Ian.
Clinton Redskins, an undefeated season. They defeat Kalamazoo Parchment 55-18, and Reading over Addison. Both those teams in the playoffs right now. Addison, a tough loss there to end their campaign.
Yeah, Reading won 51-6, the final tally in that one. A couple of MIAA finals. We'll go to Allison Hyder for those scores in just a moment following this punt. 4th and 10. Here's the punt. A fair catch signaled for by Joe Cleary back inside the 15. That's where Adrian will start this next drive. Right on the 15. It'll be 1st and 10 as they move left to right.
Yeah, so the final results of the MIAA finals between the Hope and Olivet game. Final score, Hope 21, Olivet 7. The next MIAA final game, Trine 58, Finlandia 0.
Very nice.
And we will be up in Finlandia next week.
Yep.
Gabe, as we're going to make our first trip up there.
That's the rumors. We will be driving up there and calling the game. I've heard that a few times. I don't know if it's true or not.
That we're driving, or that we'll be at the game?
That we'll be there. People keep saying that, and I'm like, yeah, it sure sounds like it.
I guess
we'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there. We're obligated.
Our jokes are bad. We'll stop. Our jokes are bad, and I feel bad. There's a penalty before the play. Looks like false starting.
Yeah, so back the offense up. Getting the ball at the 15 to start things. They would need to go 85 yards to score. And it's a snap infraction moving the football. Back him up 5. Now they'll have to go 90 yards to get to find pay dirt. And trailing in this one 41-24. They need points on every possession. They'd prefer touchdowns. That's for sure. Let's see if the sophomore can deliver.
Here we go, left side, nothing doing. Gain of maybe a yard there, Ian.
Yeah, this running game has impressed me. I wasn't sure if Colton Randall would play. I did not know that Jerome Neal was not going to play. So if you told me that Trent Stone was going to be the starting running back and that he would have over 100 yards in the third quarter, I'd say you were lying. But he's
I'd be surprised.
he's proving everyone wrong here today. He's run hard. He's run well, running through tackles, finding open space.
4 out wide from the 13. Moving left to right. Here's a pass over the middle. Caught. Jack Werzer found one of those 4 receivers. It was Joe Cleary. Cleary reached the 15. That's just a 3-yard gain. It makes it 3rd and 10 for the Adrian Bulldogs.
Aside from that early touchdown from Henry Wilson, he's really been quiet in the second half and the third quarter. Haven't called his name much, or his counterpart on the other side of the field, number 9, Donald Scott. Had a career day last week. Hasn't really shown up on the stat sheet so far. Maybe he will on this third down.
4 out wide, 2 on either side. Werzer wants to throw. Pressure coming. Rolling, close side of the field. Big man diving for him, makes him miss and steps out of play as he reaches down to the 29-yard line of Adrian's side of the field. It's going to make it 4th and 1. Ian, it's got to be go time, right? 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter, trailing 41-24.
I would think so, and only because it's a 4th and 1. If you're looking at a 4th and 3 or 4th and 4, I think you punt this football away. But with it being a short 4th and 1, I think it's a good call by this coaching staff to keep their offense on the field. They need possessions and they need points.
2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Adrian going for it on 4th and 1 from their own side of the field. Give left side, following the left tackle. Trent Stone pushing his way up in there, and he is able to root his way forward for just enough space to get that 1st and 10. The football moves from the 24 down just over the 25, and that means the sticks move as well as we are under 2 minutes in the third quarter.
And coming into the contest, Adrian just 31% on 4th down conversions, 4 for 13. They've been unsuccessful with 1 already here today, but they were successful right there. They'll get a fresh set of downs and another opportunity to attack this Albion defense.
3 out wide, 2 on the close side, 1 on the far side. Werzer in the gun. Moves Trent Stone from his right to his left. Jalen Parker in motion going to the far side. He lines up directly on the far hash mark. Werzer fakes the give. Pressure coming. 2 blitzers, and he is throwing the football left side. It's caught by Parker, who gains 3 yards. He cut to the outside on the out route. 2 DBs right there. Tackled down right away. A gain of 3 yards. Makes it 2nd and medium.
And another injury to a Bulldog in the backfield. It looked like Stone, but unsure on the number. But another nice catch from Jalen Parker, who's really come on the scene here today. Targeted early, targeted often. Makes another contested catch for a couple yards for this offense.
Well, they check on that Bulldog. Looking around at NCAA Division I football scores. Oklahoma, number 5 in the country. Right now they trail by 7 to Kansas State.
Oh, they're coming back.
48-41. That's right. 1:45 to go in the contest. Southern Miss leading Rice 13-6 right now in the 4th. Ohio and Ball State are at the half. It's 13-7 Ohio. Nevada and Wyoming. Wyoming leading 24-3 in that one. Western Kentucky trailing 17-7 to Marshall. New Mexico State and Georgia Southern tied up 7-7. Back here to Albion, Michigan, and the Adrian College Bulldogs, who have the football. 65 seconds left in quarter number 3. They trail 41-24. 2nd and medium right now. 2 receivers on the close side. Werzer, give left side. Trent Stone, the tailback, follows the tight end and the left tackle and tried to bounce it outside of the tight end right there, and he didn't have any space.
Yeah, nowhere to go for the young man, and I'm surprised with the amount of running calls. I know you can't abandon the run, but the offense kind of flipping the script to more of a run-oriented theme, so to say. But when you're trailing by 17 in a hostile environment like this going into the 4th quarter, you're going to have to put the ball in Werzer's hands. I would say throwing the football.
4 out wide, 2 on either side. Werzer lined up on the far hash mark in the gun. Throws it right away, and Joe Cleary tipped it, nearly intercepted by the Mike linebacker. That ball lingered in the air forever. It's 4th down and 4, and here comes the punt team.
Yeah, and that's on Cleary right there. He had to realize that the blitz was coming. Albion brought a couple linebackers on that play to get pressure on Werzer. Jack let the ball go in a timely fashion, but Cleary just not ready for it, and the Bulldogs bring out their punting unit.
Here we go, the punt. Going to be going from left to right. Adrian changing formation here. Snap is low. Punter just barely able to get this one away. Takes a Bulldog-friendly bounce at the 40 and fielded back on the 25-yard line. Return man doing nothing as he is slung out of play by the Bulldog defender right there, Jacob Ogg. That's the long snapper.
Yeah, snapping the football, going down, making a play. Austin Banky looking like Derek Jeter back there, picking up these low snaps and able to get the punt away again. It's been a theme here this afternoon for the sophomore punter. Austin Banky, very impressive effort from him today. And this defense back out onto the field. Now coming into the game, both these teams not doing great in terms of the turnover margin. Adrian has turned the ball over 12 times, and they've taken the ball away 8 times, so they're -4. Albion -2. This defense needs a takeaway.
Give up the gut. Markel McCoy follows the right guard and bowls over a man. He's tackled down after a 12-yard gain. Takes this one from the 26-yard line of the Brits down to the 38-yard line of the Brits. He was tackled down right on the far hash mark. That's a 1st and 10, but that'll also do it for the third quarter of action. So as these two teams take a quick break, head to the respective sidelines, we'll take a quick break and switch sides of the booth as they switch sides of the field. Be right back in 30 seconds here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, Gurgen Insurance Group. Gurgen offers many services and products to fulfill the goals of their clients. Honesty, integrity, confidentiality, and service are the cornerstones of Gurgen Insurance Group. Their missions is to positively impact the communities they serve by providing insurance and products through well-trained professional representatives. A huge thanks to Gurgen Insurance for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
Welcome back here on the Adrian College Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei here alongside Ian Wendt. 1st and 10, football on the 38-yard line. They've switched sides of the field, so the Brits will now drive left to right on your radio dial. 15 minutes left in the game. Albion leads 41-24 here at home. Give up the gut. Markel McCoy is in trouble. Looked like he was going to follow the left guard and center, but defenders scream into the backfield and take him down for a short loss.
DeAndre Jennings using his length and strength to shed the block, go across the line of scrimmage, and make a tackle for loss. We haven't said that too much today talking about Adrian's defense, but they needed that play right now, and they got it from DeAndre Jennings.
Here we go, 4 out wide. There's the give. No, quarterback keeper. And Kyle Thomas on the carry, reaches down to the 45-yard line. Tackled by Steven Moses. It makes it 3rd down and short here for the Adrian Bulldogs.
Just an explosive run by Thomas. A little delayed run.
Here's the give, and Markel McCoy barrels his way forward across the midfield stripe. 1st and 10, Albion Brits, 14 minutes to go.
I know it's early in the 4th, but if I'm a Bulldog linebacker, I'm selling out on the run, going up, trying to fill those running gaps, hopefully make a play on the football because Albion's really setting the edge up front.
Here's the snap, going far side. Kyle Thomas on the keeper, makes one man miss and tackled down by Steven Moses. Nothing doing at 2nd and long now. They have crossed the midfield stripe, 13.5 to go in the contest.
Moses has been an umbrella defender for the Bulldogs, playing some pass coverage, coming up making plays in the run game, and coming into the game, 36 tackles, 2 fumble recoveries, and an interception for the sophomore Moses. He's had a pretty good game today.
trips right, one on the far side. There's the give up the gut. Kyle Thomas goes to Markel McCoy, and he is grabbed and wrapped up near the line of scrimmage, tumbles forward for a gain of maybe a yard. It's 3rd and long now for the Brits, Ian.
Yeah, you would think it's a passing situation, but the way Albion's running game has worked, they might go back to the ground, keep the clock moving, and I don't blame them. Up 17 here at home.
Here we go. Kyle Thomas wants to throw and corks one right side, intercepted by the Adrian College Bulldogs. Brandon Kwiatkowski got a hold of that one down near the sideline. And now the Adrian Bulldogs will take over the ship at their own 35-yard line. They'll move right to left on your radio dial.
That's the play the defense needed right there. It's from their sophomore. Kwiatkowski jumped that route. A questionable passing play from Albion, and they turn the football over, and this game is not over, down 17. If Adrian can get their offense going the way we've seen them play this season, another score, I mean, they're right back in this football game, but a play the defense needed, and they get it from their sophomore safety.
1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs. 3 out wide, 2 on the far side, 1 receiver alone on the close side. Werzer runs through his cadence, wants to check down to Madison, decides to run with it. Keeper goes across the 40 and is tackled down at the 39-yard line. Well, he didn't have any blockers really, just ran a spin move and got taken down. Adrian running the hurry up here, Ian.
Yeah, they will have to. They'll have to have some urgency getting to the football, getting the read correct, and getting the ball snapped. Down 17 in the 4th.
Here we go, low snap. Werzer corrals the wet football, gives it left side on the jet sweep, and taken down after a gain of 3 yards. It's 3rd and manageable for Adrian.
And we'll look at the numbers for Werzer and the ground game here in just a moment, but in this game I have no problem with putting it all on Jack in this 4th quarter, throwing the football to bring his team back into this one. Just around 200 yards on the day. He'll have to put up a very impressive 4th quarter.
Werzer gives it inside. Clarence Madison, nothing doing. Tackle down. It's 4th down now. They got to go for it.
It doesn't make much sense to run the football twice in a row right there. After a successful scamper from Werzer, and you're right, Gabe, it looks like they are going to go for it on this 4th down. And as I mentioned earlier, this team not great, being the Bulldogs on 4th down. They're 5 for 15 on the season. Right around 30%. They could use that 30% right here.
4th down and 3 to go. Ball on the 43-yard line of their own side of the field. From the center of the field, Jack Werzer tried to draw the Brits off sides, and Jalen Parker and Donald Scott jump. They'll march him back 5 yards. Are they going to send the punt team out there, Ian?
And you can throw Henry Wilson into that group of jumping receivers. All 3 of them go for Adrian. Albion stands strong on a 4th down. They don't even have to execute a play. Pre-snap penalty for the Bulldogs, and they will bring the punting unit out. Austin Banky back there for Adrian, and you cannot afford to do that down big on the road. Adrian cannot take advantage of the interception by Brandon Kwiatkowski.
And here's trouble with a snap. Nothing doing for the Bulldogs as the punt is going to be stopped by the Brits. This one grounded way back. He lost the snap. Where did that go down?
Marking it right at the Adrian 20. Every snap, except for one, has been rolled across the turf to Austin Banky. You can only ask so much out of your punter, being put in a very difficult position. Could not come up with it and make another play.
I mean, what do you do?
I don't know why you don't just go for it on that play. You're down 17. Offense has been doing some things, and it would have been a tough 4th and 6, but I think you have to go for it in that instance.
Here we go. Give left side, Markel McCoy. makes one man miss and tackled down after a pickup of about 10 yards, reaches the 10. Should be first and goal for the Albion Brits, Ian.
Yeah, they're right there, and this offense can score quickly, and they score in bunches, only averaging just over 27 minutes per game. And with the amount of points they score, that tells you they score the football quickly.
Here we go, give up the gut, and the defensive back converted to a tailback, untouched into the end zone. 47-24, 10 minutes to go on the day.
Wow, what a rushing performance by these Britons, putting up some great numbers here today. And speaking of numbers, be sure to tune in for our post-game show. I'll look over the stats for both clubs and pick our player of the game. Albion takes under 20 seconds to score the football after a Bulldog muffed snap on a punt.
Snap is good, hold is good. This PAT going to go up, away, and through. Okay, Ian, we're going to keep it right here. 48-24 the score, 10 minutes to go. It's time to plug ourselves on social media. It's that time of day. I want you to follow Adrian College TV, WLEN Radio. If you're driving, pull your car over, get in the back seat, relax, spend some time following us on social media. Follow Ian on Twitter at IHWent, me at Shry Guy, and we're going to have a tweet read for my Twitter by Allison Hyder. What's coming up this week for the Bulldogs?
Yeah, so the upcoming Adrian College contest you should be aware of is the Adrian women's hockey team plays tonight on Adrian College TV. The Adrian Bulldogs black and gold game is tomorrow as the AC Bulldog hockey team gears up for their season. The Adrian men's basketball team also plays Tuesday in a scrimmage at Lourdes University.
Very cool, Allie. Thanks so much. Kickoff will be going back to Adrian and the Bulldogs after Albion easily scored on that last one, Ian.
Yeah, this offense scoring at will. The Bulldogs have dealt with some injuries on defense. Most significantly is Dominic Wood. He was out early in the third quarter, taken to an area hospital, I would assume, to get checked out. Tough break for the defense and this football team. They've had no answer for Albion's offense. They've been able to throw at will, run at will. Jack Bush over 220 yards. Jacob Clark, a couple of touchdowns. Markel McCoy running the ball well. Clark actually 4 touchdowns on the afternoon. What a day for him.
Final scoring from Laura Rakowski. Allie, that upset was complete.
Yeah, Kansas State actually upsetted number 5 Oklahoma 48-41. That is the final score, folks.
Trips right, Wurzer's pass caught by Joe Cleary, and he is dragging defenders with him on the far hash mark. Reaches the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 Adrian Bulldogs. Clock running.
Going back to that Oklahoma game, Buckeye fans were watching that closely, I'm sure, as Oklahoma was number 5 in the country. Ohio State right around 3 or 4.
Wurzer, check down pass close side. Clarence Madison across the 45 and out of play. Gain of 8 yards here. 9:40 to go.
And if Adrian was not in hurry-up mode before, they must be right now. Running backs, they're on the field, but I don't think they will get few, if any, touches here from now until the end of the game. As Wurzer needs to do something here with these receivers.
4 out wide for the Adrian Bulldogs. Jack Wurzer, check down pass close side. Clarence Madison cuts back inside. He's not going anywhere. Tackled down for a 3-yard loss by the Britain defender. Yeah, he didn't. What do you do?
He's trying to throw a little screen pass behind the line of scrimmage. Nothing there. Lineman couldn't get down to block in time, and Madison kind of hung out to dry by his offense. And now this offense needs to convert here on 3rd down. As I mentioned, the 4th down number is right around 30%. Now they're at 39% on 3rd down prior to today.
3 out wide, 2 on the far side. Wurzer drops the football. It's wet, and if anything else could have gone wrong for Adrian, that was it. Wurzer drops the snap. It is 4th and long for the Bulldogs. They're going to have to punt this one.
Yeah, after a promising start to the possession, the Bulldogs go backwards. And Banky will stand inside his 25, awaiting the long snap. Looks like they made a change at long snapper. I can't see the number. It looks to be a change. We wait and see.
Snap is good. It's the first one to reach the punter here today, and he boots it about 10 yards before it skitters out of play out on the far sideline. Nothing doing for the Bulldogs right there.
Pressure applied by Albion. When it's not one thing, it's another for this punt team. The snap was good there. Benke had some time, but he was thrown off his path right there by Albion off the side of his foot, and that punt's going to net 0 yards, maybe 1 yard on that play. Actually back a yard.
They lose 1 yard there on 4th down on the punt. MIAA scores again. Hope defeated Olivet on the road 21-7. Finlandia traveled to Trine University 58-0 the final score. Kalamazoo and Alma kicking off here in about 10 minutes. Pass over the middle incomplete. Intended for number 4 of the Albion Brits. Big, tall, long receiver Marlon Martin. He's got some speed. The senior played in Monroe, Michigan in prep school. And, you know, so Jack Werzer is not having a bad day right now, even though the Bulldogs are losing badly. And he's been fantastic the last couple of weeks. It's weird to see him struggle and not be able to pull this team up by its bootstraps.
You would think the weather has something to do with it, but it's different when you're trailing by 17 than when you're leading by 7, 14 points.
Right. Carry close side. Markel McCoy is wrapped up and dropped after a gain of about 3 yards. Going to make it 3rd and medium for the Albion Brits. Yeah, just a couple of weeks ago, West named to the All-MIAA team. Last week, Werzer named to a couple of different accolades as he threw for a school record in yardage. Player of the week for the league on offense, 400 yards passing. He's unbelievable. Here we go. Pass over the middle. Bush caught by his intended receiver. Kyle Thomas slips 1, now 2, and 3 into the end zone. Unbelievable evasive maneuvers touched by 5 Bulldog defenders. Finally tackled by Brandon Kwiatkowski, but only as he stumbles into the end zone for the Brits score. It is 54-24 with 7:06 to go on the day.
Albion keeping the pedal to the metal, and why not? Adrian can't stop this offense right now, and they are up over the half-century mark here at home in the elements, putting together an offensive show for their home fans.
Here comes the PAT.
What a day for the Thomas brothers.
No kidding. Jack Bush as well has had a fantastic day of football. PAT is up away. This one will go through 55-24. Jack Bush 17 for 32, 302 yards and 3 touchdowns. We'll take a 30-second break. Be right back with more MIAA football here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors. The service never stops once you visit CR Motors in Hudson. CR Motors builds customers for life. With a full automotive service and maintenance department, CR Motors both repairs and sells vehicles. They have tons of brand new options and top-of-the-line used options too. A huge thanks to CR Motors of Hudson for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
Well, 55-24 is the score. The Brits up big after they score again here, Ian. And the Bulldog offense, in my eyes, has done its job with 24 points. How much lifting can you really expect one side of the ball to do?
Yeah, and if there's any issue you take with the offensive performance today, this is very critical thinking. But you'd like to stay on the field a little bit longer. The way Albion can score, you'd like to put a couple of first downs together, chew up some clock, establish yourself. That didn't happen. The first drive was a quick hitting drive, score a touchdown. They scored another touchdown a few minutes later. But as the game goes on, you have to sustain drives. And if there's one critique of the offense, for me, that's it. I think Werzer's played pretty well. The offensive line has done their job running the football, as Trent Stone has had a great day. But you can only expect so much from your offense. You can't get record-setting performances every day, and you don't expect to have to score. It would be 56 points right now to be ahead in this game.
Other news, taking a look around Adrian College athletics. Carolyn Fleming surpassed the 100-point mark in her career with a game-winning goal this week for Adrian College women's soccer. She actually spoke at the President's Dinner last night. It was fantastic hearing about how much fun they were able to have traveling abroad. They went over to France and played a professional France team, professional women's soccer team over there in France, and then they were able to attend the FIFA World Cup as Team USA won. It was really special to hear those students talk about what an impact that had on their lives.
That soccer team, both sides, men's and women's, playing pretty good
They're
so far this
unbelievable.
season.
They're fantastic. 3 out wide, 2 on the far side. There's the give. Tailback trying to fight his way up in there, nothing doing. Back to the line of scrimmage now. It's 2nd and 10 for Adrian. Ball on their own 9-yard line. Well, we talked about, we had Allie tell us about upcoming hockey games, and hockey is so popular and because it's so good in Adrian, Michigan. We have 7 hockey teams, but our varsity hockey teams are about to get things underway. The women's team plays tonight at home. You can come check that out. Tickets are just $5. Very worth the price of admission. It's a blast to watch them play.
Rush 20.
Here's a carry close side, and Jimmy Clark is in trouble. Tackled for a loss. Tried to follow the left tackle, and 4 defenders screamed in there, wrapped him up, dropped him down. That's a loss of 6 yards here. It is now 3rd and forever for the Adrian Bulldogs, Ian.
At this point, I think with about 6 minutes and change to play, you're just trying to run the clock down and regroup for next week. The score being as is, 55-24. They don't want this thing to really get out of hand.
Here we go. 3rd and 14. Ball from their 5-yard line. Adrian, 3 out wide. Fakes the give. Hunter Ham, pass right side, incomplete. In and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Kyer Johnson. A Lumen Christi grad, can't hang on to the football. It's now 4th down. They're probably going to have to try and punt this.
Yeah, they will. And this will put Benke right on the goal line, or the back end of the goal line, under the field goal post. It's been a tough afternoon for this punt unit for Adrian College.
Ian, you going to the hockey game tonight?
I don't know. I think there's a game going on of significance. Around 7:30 tonight in Ann Arbor. I might check that out.
I've heard that. I've heard that rumor.
Wolverines and Fighting Irish.
Snap is good. Best snap of the afternoon, says Albion's play-by-play announcer. He's probably not wrong. Return man coming close side, throws a stiff arm right there, makes a move, and steps out of play at the 22. Bulldog goes down hard out of play.
Yeah, they won't have to move the chains too much, and they'll mark it right at the 20, which was where the Bulldog first down line was. So they're going to net average that about 13 or 14 yards for Benke, although we kicked it about 25 yards or so. Officials sorting things out. Do we have another flag? I didn't see one on the play.
7-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like they are flag at the 7-yard line. There is a flag at the 7-yard line. It's going to go against the kicking team. It's a face mask, Ian.
If they're going to get Kalen Jackson, he's a freshman from Detroit. He's a wide receiver playing special teams for Adrian, guilty of that personal foul penalty that'll push Albion half the distance toward the Adrian goal. They're at the 10-yard line now. Some guys getting some playing time that normally would not. Soon we'll see some changes for Albion's offense and, of course, Adrian's defense as well.
4 o'clock, that means our other MIAA contest, Kalamazoo, kicking off right now.
All right, bye. Yes, it's Luchka.
2 out wide, Luchka down in the gun. There's the give right side, tailback finding his way into the end zone, touchdown. Albion Brits, they lead 61-24. Wow, they're on fire here today in Albion, Michigan. The quarterback who took that snap, I've known that kid his whole life. Jonathan Lutchka's a local boy, played at Grass Lake High School, played quarterback there, was an unbelievable starter. He was in my 4-H club here in Jackson County, so pretty cool to see him playing college football here for the Albion Britons.
It's pretty easy. The quarterback in this game, just hand the ball off to whoever's running the football, and those Britons have found the end zone time and time again here this afternoon. What a statement win. The MIAA will be certainly paying attention to these Britons from here on out.
Low snap, trouble. Whoa, the holder got it ready for the kicker. It was between his legs, and he just flipped it up somehow, and kicker booted that one through. 62-24, now the tally, 5.5 left to go in this contest. Adrian will get the football back, but Ian, this one's pretty much all overdone with the shouting.
Yeah, be sure to stay tuned for the post-game show. We'll do a quick wrap-up of this game, look at some stats, and looking forward to next week as we will hit the road. We'll be up in Finlandia for our first visit there.
Should be a good time.
Take on the Lions, I believe, of Finlandia University. A newcomer, relatively new to the MIAA. But also, after the game, I'll pick our player of the game. A couple of worthy adversaries. Jack Werzer always up there as one of those potential. Trent Stone with a nice day for Adrian as well. And a couple of defenders putting up some numbers for Adrian that we will make note of for our post-game show.
62-24, 5.5 left to go in today's contest here in Albion. Kickoff from the 35. And this one going to skitter out of the back of the end zone. Well, Allie, I asked Ian, he's not going to the women's hockey game tonight. Are you going to be there?
Women's hockey game, I might be in attendance tonight, so we'll see how kind of just the day goes, and I'm kind of looking forward to that game. I think it'll be a really good start to kick off their season and hopefully get a winning season this year.
Ian, they're picked to win the NCHA again. I think they've won the NCHA almost every year. They've been a program, lost to St. Norbert once or twice, just moments away from a national championship not that long ago. How are they going to perform this season? You think they'll take it all the way?
Oh, they have a shot. Every time you put the skates on and get your helmet on, you're...
Kyer Johnson catches the check down pass. There's the fumble for the Lumen Christi grad. And Albion got the football back. And they are excited. Leading 62-24, 5:10 to go. They'll get the football back inside of the red zone. Going back to the women's hockey team, Sean Skelly and Jessica Fabro are such great leaders and make such a great coaching staff team for the Adrian Bulldogs. I think they have a real chance to do something very special this season.
You don't want to jinx the ball club, but with some postseason success in the last couple of years, it would be hard to imagine the team not back in that position again this year. A very solid coaching staff at Adrian College for their ice hockey program. Could see another playoff run for that team.
And we'll chat about the black and gold game, which is tomorrow in just a moment. Right now, Albion Brits got the football back. 1st and 10. Football in the 17. Mark Tarko, handoff right side. Tailback runs over a Bulldog, stays on his feet, and drug out of bounds at the 5. 1st and goal now for Albion and the Brits after the 13-yard pickup on 1st and 10. They go from the 17 down to around the 5. Looks like they're going to score here, Ian. Some thoughts on the black and gold game tomorrow, the varsity scrimmage for the men's hockey team?
Well, if you're a local Lenawee County sports enthusiast, it's definitely something that you should partake in. It's always good to see the Bulldogs on the ice, getting tuned up for another campaign.
Very exciting. Tolko give up the gut. Flag before the play gets underway. They're going to march back the Brits for a false start here. And the men's basketball team begins their season on Tuesday, led by Jeremy Kalanji, the 6'5" forward. Connor Pelham transferred in. He's a Michigan Center grad. We passed Michigan Center on the way here to Albion. Going to be a great year for that basketball club. I'm excited to see what Kyle Lindsay and his staff can do. Give up the gut, tailback, diving forward, reaches down to the 12-yard line, rather the 7-yard line, excuse me. Misspoke. 2nd and goal.
At some point, it has to become personal for this football team. No player on that sideline can look up at that scoreboard and feel good in any way about how this game is going. I'm just going to be honest about it. Albion was not going to go away. They were not going to stop. They're up 48-25 or 24. They're going to keep scoring the football. This is a rivalry football game, and to some extent, this Bulldog team is laid down in the second half.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's they were shaken up by the Wood injury, which I could understand. Dominic Wood going out with that horrible injury as Albion scores yet again.
Yeah, right
but
there, number
Albion
11, Patrick Cernecki, the junior from Trenton, takes the handoff and barrels into the end zone for another Brits touchdown. Folks, it is 68-24 in favor of the Albion Brits.
And they're not going away. They're not going to stand down and take 3 knees and kick field goals. They're going to score touchdowns. You look at the history books. You look at the websites for these 2 schools. This score will be up there forever for everyone to see. And people on that black and gold sideline have to take this personal. It's 69-24. That's just unacceptable.
Nice. Flag on the field. 69-24, 3:38 to go in the final quarter. We'll see a kickoff as Adrian gets the football back. What have we covered here today? We missed anything? The soccer teams are doing very well. We thank Bobby Lee for his excellent hospitality here. We've covered both the hockey programs. Adam Krug, Sean Skelly setting up their teams for fantastic years. I'm really excited to see how they do. Talked about Kyle Lindsay and the men's basketball team. Exciting things going on in Adrian, Michigan as well that everyone should be excited about. Our Bulldog fans, visiting families, potential students, and our local residents, including you and I, are excited about the economic development happening in downtown.
So if you're going to look ahead for this Bulldog team, they have a road contest at Finlandia, and then home for Trine. Trine's had a tough season so far. I don't remember the final score. Oh, they played Finlandia, so they got their first MIAA win of the season.
58-0.
Yeah, they had fun up there at Trine with that victory. So at Finlandia, Trine home, and then at Hope to end the season. And Hope with a win in Olivet today. That's the cream of the crop in the MIAA right there. But don't sleep on Albion. They have some games of significance coming up, including Trine. They will host the Thunder next week on the 2nd. It'll be a 1 o'clock start. Then they are at Finlandia the week after. They will close out with Olivet, and that should be a good one between the Britons and the Comets.
Wow, that is just awful. They had 1 running back with positive yardage. Finlandia had 4 ball carriers with negative yardage. Their quarterback, Johnson, completed 50% of his passes for 37 yards, no scores, 2 interceptions. That is just awful. Big shot delivered down on the field here in garbage time, and the Albion fans are into it.
Yeah, why not? You don't see a beatdown like this too often. And on your home field, 69-24 to your rival. I mean, the blood runs deep in these conference matchups. We've seen it. If you're being shut out in a game, you'll go down and score a touchdown, use up all the timeouts you have, run the hurry up. We've seen that. Definitely some chippiness and definitely some sort of in-your-face attitude when the score gets to this point, and I think it's great for the rivalry between Albion and Adrian.
Here's the give up the gut, and tailback barrels forward for a gain of 3 yards. 2nd down now, football down on the 35.
That's Hunter Ham in a quarterback for Adrian. He wears number 4. He's the senior on this club, the Baytown, Texas product. Very close with a quarterback teammate, Jack Werzer, a couple of captains for this Bulldog team.
Morgan Harris, the senior from California, will carry on that last run. 3 minutes to go. Ham fakes the pass. There is a flag down by Kyer Johnson, though.
It could be a formation issue. Since they let the play run, it's usually something of that nature or an offsides. Get the call from the referee, got it from the line judge.
Taking a look around, a couple of other scores. Penn State leading Michigan State right now, 7-0 in the first quarter, 3 minutes to go. Auburn leading LSU 3-0. Texas tied with TCU 3-3. That's an interesting one. TCU unranked, Texas ranked 15. Minnesota leading Maryland 14-0. Do you see their holder with cancer? They have a holder that had cancer 4 times and played in a game. I thought that was really special.
That's a special moment. That's a fighter right there.
69-24 the score here in Albion, Michigan. There's the snap. Ham gives it right side. Morgan Harris bowling through some defenders, and he wants some playtime next week. Gets 12 yards. 1st and 10 for the Adrian Bulldogs. Clock stops.
You look at film on that play, and that's one you pick out from the second half. And it's been one of the highlights, if not the highlight, of the half, running with purpose. You're right, Gabe, looking to get some playing time. That could happen next week.
Here we go. Harris, same play, following that right tackle. This time they saw it coming. He only gets 3 yards. 2nd and 7 now.
Yeah, that's some power. That's Morgan Harris. He's a senior from California. He's got some weight behind him at 258. It'd be nice to have a power back in the set for this Bulldog offense. Maybe they found one with Morgan Harris running tough in the 4th quarter.
Here we go. 2nd down, 7 to go from their own 47. Adrian Bulldogs give. Tailback trying to fight forward, a gain of a yard, and he is scooped up by a swarm of Albion defenders and dropped down hard. Again, score right now, 69-24.
Yeah, this game was a 27-14 halftime score. Bulldogs within 13 at that point. It's been all Britons in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
Here we go. Adrian running a play here on 3rd and 7 from their own 47. Hunter Ham in the gun, the senior. Ham, there's the give, left side, tailback, battling his way forward. Nothing doing right there on the carry for Adrian and the Bulldogs. It's the junior running back, Joey Gossett. He's at a howl. Gets 1 yard. It's 4th down now for Adrian. We're under 60 seconds to go in today's contest. Well, I don't think we've ever seen anyone hang 69 points on Adrian.
Yeah, it's been upper 40s.
Never seen this. 2 out wide to the right. That's the far side. Ham. There's the give. Again, Gossett, this time barreling forward towards the 1st down sticks. He reached to the 44-yard line. I don't think they're going to.
Yeah, I'll just let the clock run out, I would assume, on this one.
Yeah, they get that one just barely. Under 10 seconds to go. Looks like they're going to run one more play here. Ham gives it to Gossett, and he takes it up the gut. That'll do it. Final score here in Albion, Michigan. The Brits win the rivalry game big time, and they're going to get Coach all wet. 69-24, the final score here on the Adrian College Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have our post-game show as we analyze the Britons and the Bulldogs, what we saw here today. We will be back in 90 seconds to get underway with the post-game show. This is the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, Gurgen Insurance Group. Gurgen offers many services and products to fulfill the goals of their clients. Honesty, integrity, confidentiality, and service are the cornerstones of Gurgen Insurance Group. Their missions is to positively impact the communities they serve by providing insurance and products through well-trained professional representatives. A huge thanks to Gurgen Insurance for sponsoring Adrian College Athletics.
This is the Adrian College Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in for Adrian College Football on WVAC FM and ACTV. A huge thanks from all of us here at Adrian College to our sponsors for making today's broadcast possible. Gurgen Insurance, located at 311 North Winter Street. Carlton Lodge, located at 1629 West Maumee Street. CR Motors of Hudson, located at 518 South Meridian Road. The Adrian College Bookstore, located at 110 South Madison Street. On the Spot Glass, located at 2393 Forest Hills Drive. And Lenawee Recreation and ZZ's, located at 520 College Avenue. Our sponsors make it possible for us to bring you Adrian College football. Thank you to all of our sponsors for supporting Bulldog Athletics. Please be sure to subscribe to Adrian College TV on YouTube and find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Welcome back here on the Adrian College Sports Network. I'm Gabriel Schrei. Ian Wendt is here with me. The final score is in. The results are in. We just watched the Bulldogs fall in the rivalry game here, 69-24. Albion Brits increasing their record, their winning total on the season. The Bulldogs dropping another. And it's been a rough season for Adrian. They've had bad luck at every corner, every turn they could possibly have bad luck. They've dropped a few games that, just were like this. It just is interesting to see, and seems like the young defense has had trouble staying steady.
It's a different team almost on the road and at home. At home they put up 30-some points, but the defense is played totally different, home and road. When they needed a stop on defense a couple weekends ago against Olivet, and they couldn't make it happen. When they needed to make plays here, it was almost like Albion was playing with 14 guys on offense, and Adrian had 11. It was just tough to watch at times in the second half. But that's a really good football team here in Albion, but I'm only really critical on this team because they played so well in the first three MIAA contests. I figured this would be another 3-point game here today, but it was anything but as Albion, just an offensive explosion.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hammer you with the scores here, and then we'll get into our stats. So first, I'm gonna hammer you with MIAA scores. Then we'll talk NCAA for maybe 30, 40 seconds. Then we'll get into stats. And I want you to be thinking about player of the game, play of the game. Let's start with MIAA scores. Hope at Olivet today. Hope with a big win, 21-7, the final score. That is important for conference standings. Trine snapping that losing streak. They won 23 games in a row in the regular season. Then they went on an awful skid, and now they finally get a win back, but it's against Finlandia, and Adrian plays Finlandia next week, probably much to the relief of the coaching staff and these players. That should be one you can take on your schedule and mark as an automatic W. Kalamazoo and Alma have kicked off there in the first quarter. Alma leads 7-0 in that one. In Division I NCAA football, end of the first for Michigan State and Penn State. Score there 7-0 in favor of Penn State. We'll probably be listening to that one in the car on the way back to Adrian. 3-0 Auburn leads LSU. They're still in the first. Texas and TCU, end of the first, they're tied at 3. In the second, beginning the second, Minnesota leading Maryland 14-0. Oklahoma State and Iowa State tied 7-7 in the second. Final contest, final score in the contest between Southern Miss and Rice, 22-6. And now, taking a look at some of these numbers here today, let's, I'll start with passing stats, and I want you to review our rushing stats for us. Then I'll go through some of our receiving numbers, and finally we'll wrap up with defensive statistics. Passing the football for Adrian, Hunter Ham came in at the end of the game. He went 1 for 2, -8 total yards. Kyle Thomas filled in for Albion late in the contest. He was 0 for 1, got picked off on his one passing attempt. Jack Werzer threw the football well for the Bulldogs here today on offense, 19 for 30 for 214 yards and 2 touchdowns. What's really unbelievable about that stat line to me, and I do want to just get through the stats before we talk about it, but this is one really important one. When you throw for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns, if you told me that he did that and I hadn't been at the game, I would assume they won. No interceptions, completed well over 50% of his passes. You assume you win when you see that stat line.
Or
Jack
keep
Bush,
it close.
Or keep it
close.
Jack Bush, quarterback for the Brits, he's excellent. I see why they benched Thomas and are using him elsewhere. He was unbelievable here today. Went 17 for 32 through the air, 302 total yards, long ball 35 yards. He had 3 passing touchdowns. Those are crazy stats. Those are insane MIAA football stats. So 2 great passing weeks for us here as announcers. Fun to watch that as these guys spread the football out. And I think the way MIAA football is being played is changing. I think these quarterbacks are getting more and more talented. Ian, we saw some impressive rushing numbers here today as well.
And we did. I'll start with the man that scored 4 touchdowns for Albion. That's Jacob Clark. He carried the rock 16 times, 118 yards, averaging just about 7.5 per carry. As I just mentioned, 4 touchdowns on the day. Not to be, pretty good day, I'll say. It's really good to rush for almost 90 yards. Markel McCoy, 89 yards, 17 carries, 1 touchdown. That's a nice rushing performance. And if that's your second leading rusher, you had a great day on the ground. For Adrian, Trent Stone picking things up where this rushing attack left off, 124 yards. Really impressed with him, 16 carries, averaging almost 8 yards a carry. And he did score 1 touchdown here this afternoon.
Yeah, Morgan Harris got a few carries for the Bulldogs as well, which I thought was interesting. He's a senior, wears number 36. Look at those Bulldog rushing stats, starting with Trent Stone.
Yeah, Stone, as I mentioned, 124 yards. Behind him, Jack Werzer. Not too many designed runs for him. It was more running for his life, 43 yards. Clarence Madison getting the football early, 21 yards for him. On the day.
Receiving stats, Henry Wilson, just 2 catches for the Bulldogs here today. He had 200 yards last week and 2 touchdowns today. He had 66 yards in his score. Joe Cleary had 5 catches, 66 yards, 1 score. Jalen Parker, 5 catches, 52 yards, no scores on the day. Clarence Madison pitched in 6 catches for 26 yards as well, and Kyer Johnson even added 2 catches on the day. Receiving for the Brits, wow, you got to start with the Thomas brothers. Unbelievable day for the Thomas brothers. They totaled together for 10 catches and 230 yards receiving. Separately, Justin had 5, Kyle had 5, Justin had 124 yards receiving, Kyle had 108. They totaled up for 3 touchdowns together as well. Justin had 2 of them. Kyle had 1. Marlon Martin pitched in 3 catches for 30 yards. Kobe Canfield, I was really bummed he got injured in the first quarter. I was so excited to see this young man play. He went to my alma mater, my high school, Stockbridge, and I'm like, hey, I get to see him play some college football. Got hurt on his first catch here today, 1 reception, 22 yards. So, Ian, offensively, both teams looked really good, but defensively, one team looked pretty good, and the other team not so much. Tell me about Adrian defensively here today.
And continuing to lead things for Adrian is Brandon Kwiatkowski, and he went out with an injury for just a moment. He was able to come back in the game. 8 total tackles for him. Now, he did have that 1 interception. He has potential back there in the secondary. He's played very well. Sort of the captain of that side of the football, lining people up, things of that nature. Stephen Moses, 7 total tackles as well. For him, a nice afternoon. Sean Starks, a couple of pass breakups, 5 tackles for him. Kevin Smitherman played pretty well on the defensive line for Adrian. He had 4 tackles, but he was in the backfield on occasion.
Dominic Wood had a tackle here today as well, and he went down with an injury, and the freshman was taken via ambulance, likely to Henry Ford Hospital, I would assume, in Jackson. Hopefully he is all right. We are praying for him, and we ask you to join us in doing so as well, as you never want to see anyone injured in such a manner, and absolutely awful to see that. We hope he's all right, Ian.
Yeah, we do hope he's all right. I'll go over these numbers, and we'll be back. And I'll pick the player of the game after this 30-second timeout here on the Adrian College Sports Network.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, the Carlton Lodge of Adrian. The Carlton Lodge offers a comfortable and convenient lodging experience. Carlton has spacious rooms and suites, fit for a peaceful night's sleep. Their amenities include a hot tub and pool, a 24-hour fitness center, a business center, and much more. A huge thanks to Adrian College's choice of lodging for sponsoring Bulldog Athletics.
Welcome back. It's my favorite part of every game where I get to throw Ian from the frying pan to the fire and make him make all the hard decisions. Ian, let's hear your selections for player and play of the game.
Oh, that's what they pay me for. Can you pull up some stats for me, Gabe, so I can
can.
make an informed decision?
Well,
I think I know who I'm picking, and I think you know it too. As a running back for Adrian, filling in for a couple of injured Bulldogs, that's Trent Stone for Adrian. 16 carries, 124 yards, averaging 7.8 per carry, and he found the end zone for the Adrian ground game. So congratulations to Trent Stone, my player of the game for Adrian College. And I think the play of the game is the interception from Brandon Kwiatkowski. The defense needed something, and he gave them that something in the second half.
Yeah, that was a really special play. Before we go, I want to thank Allison Heider for joining us here today on the road. Allison, of those 3 games we talked about, what's the most exciting? What are you going to?
I don't know. I kind of want to see how our women's hockey team kind of just starts off their season, and I'll be back on campus, and it'll just be a really good way for, to kick off the women's hockey season.
Sounds good. That's tonight, 7 o'clock. You can catch that on ACTV or see it in person. Really cheap admission for all of you listening to us live on air throughout Lenawee County. Big thanks to all of you for tuning in. Next week at Finlandia. Ian, any final thoughts on today's contest?
Looking forward to next week up in Finlandia. A chance to check out their campus and the facilities. It should be a great time.
Superb. Thanks so much for joining me. Great partner and friend, Ian Went here. Signing off for Allison Heider. Ian Went, the Britons, all of their wonderful fans, the Bulldogs who braved the road with us, and, of course, both teams. I'm Gabriel Schrei. Thank you so much for tuning into the Adrian College Sports Network. Have a wonderful night, Lenawee County.
Thank you for tuning in for Adrian College football on WVAC-FM and ACTV. A huge thanks from all of us here at Adrian College to our sponsors for making today's broadcast possible. Sponsors of today's broadcast include Gurgen Insurance, located at 311 North Winter Street, Carlton Lodge, located at 1629 West Maumee Street, CR Motors of Hudson, located at 518 South Meridian Road, the Adrian College Bookstore, located at 110 South Madison Street, On the Spot Glass, located at 2393 Forest Hills Drive, and Lenawee Recreation and ZZ's, located at 520 College Avenue. Our sponsors make it possible for us to bring you Adrian College football. Thank you to all of our sponsors for supporting Bulldog Athletics. Please be sure to subscribe to Adrian College TV on YouTube and find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.